Huh?
New bit badges.
Oh, fresh. I
Yeah.
thought you meant like we got new ones.
Oh,
I
no,
didn't know
fresh.
we were doing that.
Fresh bit badges.
Very nice.
So, there's a couple ways we can start the show. I got a couple stories. All right.
Start with this story.
Start with this one? All right, cool.
Because I want to get into this story.
All right, so...
Are they all twisties?
Yes, I believe so. Everyone that I've run into so far have been, so...
We're hoping so.
They're
meant for children.
So in Colorado, flew into Denver.
Which you visited. That's why we haven't been here for a week.
Yep, I haven't been here a week. I was in Colorado. Hard to do a show with you. You know, was it 1,200 miles apart?
Sure. I haven't done the math myself.
Anyway, I flew into Denver. Denver, just a big city. Got some big malls. Each mall I went to had a Tesla store. That was pretty cool.
Oh, wow.
They had a Peloton store.
Oh, really?
Like a whole store for Pelotons.
How did you feel about that? Knowing you'll never get a Peloton.
Oh, my God. Just everything's so expensive. They had an entire store just for socks. They had another store that Alex Ashes will be buried in. It's called like The Perfect Shave or America's Shave or something. It was all like wood and leather, and everyone was in vests, and everything was like shave equipment and everything.
I've been to one of those.
Yep, it was
like, I thought it was like a gentleman's shave or something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah, but they actually have their own brand in the middle, and then it's like a bunch of all the...
Exactly.
Yeah, actually, it was in San Francisco.
Oh yeah, probably was.
I don't know if you were like with me when I went to that spot, but
yeah,
it was next to the Razor area.
I probably saw it, but the Razor.
Hello, Mr. Spork.
Hello, Mr. Spork. Hello, Justin. Are you still high as a space monkey from Colorado? No.
We'll talk about the air later. If there's anything to talk about.
I didn't really notice. The only time I ever noticed the air is when I tried to because we went up pretty high when I started walking up a mountain, because we went kind of early in the season. We actually went to Bear Lake in the mountains, and we were walking on snow. I was like, damn, there's still snow up here. And I saw like a piece of wood in the snow. I was like, oh, that must be the side of the walkway.
And a grizzly bear stood up out of the snow.
No, that was...
Hibernation's over.
No, the wood was actually at the handrail for the walkway. The snow was about 3 feet in certain areas. And the lake was all frozen still and stuff. So we were pretty early, but... Anyway, the air up there was tough, and then also when we drove down the mountain, because you're going so fast down the mountain, you could just your ears would like
compressing
pop,
was just like
pop. Yeah. It snowed in Wisconsin on Sunday when I was there. It did snow in Colorado too, but it didn't like stick. You know, like it snowed, we saw it on a car, and then the next morning it was gone.
Didn't snow anywhere in Michigan, to my knowledge.
That's good.
That's a start.
But Denver, just a big city, terrifies me. I didn't drive once. Didn't even want to try to attempt to drive.
Just big cities.
Big city, don't like it. Not a fan.
You like the San Franciscos, though. You wouldn't have driven through it.
No way I was driving.
But that wasn't a bad big city, though.
No, it wasn't terrible. Unless you try to look for food.
It wasn't that tall.
No.
That's not that tall of one. You can't see anything, but you get to the right hill, and then you can see almost like half the city at the right time.
But just eating gummies and driving is easy, or something. Yeah. But then at one point, we wanted to go to the mountains. So we were driving out towards Estes Park, which is where the Stanley Hotel was.
Yeah.
The story of that was, I was like, oh, this hotel, I should look and see if I could find it maybe for Stokes or for me to like go see the Shining place. I pull up my phone, I look which one it was, Stanley, okay, put it in my GPS, and it goes 0.3 miles away. And I was like, I look up, I'm like, do you know where the Stanley is? And we're driving, she's like, yeah, it's right there. Literally, we were driving at it, turned around and went into the parking lot and stuff. It was like right there. But one of the cities we went to was Boulder.
Yeah.
Boulder, Colorado. Everyone knows it. It's got this street called Pearl Street. It's like the Pearl Street Mall. It's like a street just with brick, though. It's got no cars on it. People just walk around. People juggling fire, doing all the street stuff.
Fuck. Yeah, okay.
There's like a 4-story bookstore I went into. There's like all these different stores. But there, they had a store called Rocket Fizz. Rocket Fizz, the soda, pop, and candy shop. Just all the sodas you can want.
I like the cover of this guy. I like everything about this.
All candy, it's just pretty much, there was a picture like a table at a normal store, piled with candy, and then the shelves beneath that were just different sodas. They had fridges so you get cold ones, but then there was all the warm ones.
Right.
But then if you walked through, I remember looking at all the soda just amazed. But behind me, Bethany's like, oh, they have an arcade. I'm like, what are you talking about? And I just see this little doorway. And you walk in the little doorway, and there's like a hallway. And you know this hallway is like you're going into the back of the store where no one should be, but there's arcade machines. You're like, oh. And then there's a door that says employees only, but it's propped open. And what? More arcade cabinets. And I was like, oh my God, found Joust, Tron,
Yeah,
Galaga,
you sent me
all this
those
stuff.
three.
It was great.
Classics.
But then I was like, oh, I gotta try soda. Tried some sodas, had some good ones, whatever. But I'm like, I need Stokes and Alec to experience this. How do I get them soda? So I go online. I'm like, can I order it? What's the best way to ship home stuff? To my amazement, Stokes, what do I do when I type in Rocket Fizz?
There's one here.
There's one in the Eastwood Town Center.
That's where I just saw it.
There's
I
one in
swear
the
to God,
Eastwood Town
that's.
Center.
I just remember I told you that I thought I saw
Yeah.
it in Brighton. It's because I went to the Apple store to do an interview, and I turned around. And I was like, "What the?" There's like, they're like in
between the buildings.
Because I was like, "Oh, there's a building there." So I wrapped around, and I was like, "What are you?" And I was like, "Soda and candy." And I'll go check it out later.
So there's one.
There is one here.
The downside.
Yeah, that's right.
The one here is oddly more expensive than the one in Colorado, even though Colorado is like more expensive in general. Usually, it's more expensive, and they don't have arcade machines. So it's
They're
just
new.
the soda.
It's
It's
a
new.
start.
They
It's a
came. They
start.
came here in November. I talked to Leah because I was like, "How is this a thing? I went to Colorado to find you guys. How did I not know about this?" And they're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, we're still a little new." Blah blah blah. So
Started in November, huh?
yeah,
So we gotta go. We gotta go support them. Is what I'm.
because
getting.
what you can do.
That'll be my lunch breaks.
There you go.
That'll be my treat a day. It'll be one soda.
Because what when you go on the website, the first thing you see is franchises available. So possibility for like a plan B. You never know.
Plan B.
But I was like,
sounds
let me
like
go
a
out
plan
there. Let me
B
find some flavors. So I grabbed some.
Did you find these flavors in Colorado?
These flavors, I saw all of them except for the one I grabbed for you because I was like, I need to specifically look for Stokes. All the other ones I saw in Colorado, but I just found them here, so I bought them. Yeah. So now we have them. We're going to try them. Now, I don't know which order you want to go in or how you want to do it.
Kind of scared by the one. I'm not gonna lie. I've had one like it before, and it wasn't like
okay.
a pleasant
Well, how about we start with the
drink.
one I have tried? Now, if anyone out there has ever had Fireman's Brew anything, they are cold. I froze them. Or not froze them. I put them in the fridge. Fireman is a brand of drink made by actual firemen in California. They have 4 different actual alcohol flavors and then 3 soda flavors. Apparently the alcohol is really great. I haven't had them. They have the blonde, the brunette, the redhead, and the IPA is their alcohol.
The IPA.
And then they have
Nice.
Their sodas, which is cream soda, which is like drinking candy.
Tell me about the grape soda.
They don't have grape. They have cream
That's a tough
soda,
one.
they have root beer, and they have a cherry cola.
Nice.
So all I had is this
Staples.
one. But I'm gonna
Staples.
let you try this.
That's exciting. Ooh, look at the little.
Oh, the little out of it.
That smells sweet.
It's like candy.
Whoa, man. Wow, that tastes almost like taffy.
Yep. That's good
That's
stuff.
really good. Mm-hmm. My goodness, that's good. I like that.
Damn.
I don't
Yeah.
know if I could like
It's once you get near the bottom, you're like, I don't know if I can do much.
like
more. It
this
feels
drink.
heavy.
I feel like if I drank one of these a day, I'd take a Coke and I'd be like, that's just water.
It's just it's so thick.
Yeah, this is like syrup. Mm-hmm. Oh, it's good though.
Boom.
That's good.
Fireman's.
That's really good.
Got the thumbs up.
That's right.
I already had the thumbs up for it. It's got Stokes' thumbs
2
up.
thumbs up. We're like Siskel and Ebert.
Now, exactly. 2 thumbs up.
Hopefully, I'm Ebert.
Now, I'm wondering the best way to go about this. I almost like maybe drink honey ginger ale. I was trying to think, should we have a palate cleanser? Or should we just go straight for it? Let's go to the disgusting one. Not disgusting, as in Gross Gus's Bloody Nose.
Bloody nose soda.
Bloody Nose soda, also known as wild cherry soda.
I can dig on some wild cherry soda. It looks like a cherry cream soda. Ooh.
Oh.
Ooh, she's hot. She's hot.
Okay, let's see this.
Not literally hot, but you know. Glug glug glug. I'm getting a shield. Brent's thinking. Brent's thinking.
I've got my review.
That's fantastic.
It is literally the snow cone. You put on snow cone, but they took out the ice. It's
Yeah.
just they made it a little thinner.
Yeah, it's nice.
It
I
is
like that.
It's very
These are sweet sodas. you got liquid candy.
Stoney!
Pinball wizards. Watch the soda. Watch the soda.
Oh, so Gross Gus's also gets a thumbs up.
2 thumbs
Very
ups
sweet, very sweet.
from 2 guys. 4
Now
thumbs up
we had
total.
2 sweet. I'm thinking this one's probably gonna be sweet too.
Maybe a little sour. We'll do that one.
Try this one?
To that one. I want you to go first.
Australian style. This is hot ginger ale.
I can see floaties.
Can you?
Good floaties. Yeah, looking like right here.
Oh, okay.
I got the light right behind it, so.
The fuck you guys doing? Stoney, we're trying Rocket Fizz soda, a soda company that I found out in Colorado that happened to also be right up the highway from me that I didn't know about. Really close. So I grabbed some flavors to try because they're wicked crazy flavors.
Wicked crazy.
The video keeps freezing. Can't tell if it's me or not.
Well, we don't have any drop frames on our end. Stoney, tell us what's going on.
It's kind of stuck. I think I didn't twist it smoothly. There we go.
Oh, there you go. Take a sip of that one, Brent.
Okay, we're gonna try it. All right. There's an interesting part to this one. It's cold, but somehow feels warm.
Yeah, you're kind of right.
Isn't it weird? Like the bottle is ice cold, but you drink it, it almost feels warm. And also now that I have not drank it,
That's
I got like
not
a little
hot ginger ale.
I got a little weird burn in my throat.
I mean, that's ginger.
True.
For sure. Those candies are spicier than these.
100%.
The one that I'm talking about was like if you juiced all the candies and then boiled it for a minute and a half. You know what I mean? Like the one that I'm thinking is not. They don't even describe themselves as hot ginger ale. The reason that it really threw me off, it's just called Wild Ginger. That's the name of it. It's from a local soda place. I'll have to get that for us sometime. That's still
Not
good
bad.
though. That still tastes good.
Still good.
I still like me a good ginger soda.
Of course, that's why I got that one. I had to find one for
That's
you.
good.
I went to the ginger ale corner.
Really?
Like,
They have a ginger ale.
Oh my, so many ginger ales.
That's exciting. I like that. I like this though. The buy per bottle that you can just buy it.
Yep, you pick up the cardboard.
One bottle of each.
They're boozy versions. There are of this. There's what we said. There's the blonde, brunette, redhead, and IPA in Fireman's brand. The lighting kind of sucks for them, but Fireman's brew. But
I saw the Wizard of Oz up there.
Yep.
You bought another King Kong.
Yep,
Is that one just to keep?
it's just a cola. Because I wanted Alec Triumph.
But I was wondering if you were gonna keep that one sealed.
No, what we're doing, actually, what we do is I'm collecting the caps.
They give you a discount for an 8-pack, huh?
Yep,
You buy 8 for 7 for the price of 7.
Yep.
I like that.
So
I like how they're all the same price.
Yes, they are. You just go in there and there's one sign.
Yeah,
That's it.
$2.29 a bottle. What was the candy like? Did they have this much variation in candy?
Video is jumping a little.
Damn.
What the heck? It does say we started dropping a little bit more frames. Huh. Okay. Well, that's not good. It's not really a way to... I mean, I could stop it and restart it. That's not really... I don't think it's going to help anything.
Sounds out of our hands.
Twitch having issues, maybe. IPA, I'm done with...
Me think.
It's like drinking a bloody meal. I feel bloaty boys after 2 bottles.
I was just telling Derek that I feel like... I was like... He wanted to drink. And I was like, if we're getting beer afterwards, I probably shouldn't eat that much. And he's like, why? I'm like, because I drink 1 beer after I eat food. And I'm like, I can't fit anything else in. Like, it hurts. Oh, you're just being a little bitch. You know, that kind of stuff. And I was just like, dude... Beers just fill me up. And we were talking about IPAs in particular because that's just what I like to drink. But yeah, it's
Yeah. It looks like our drop frames percentage is going down, so I don't think we're dropping more frames. But if it gets way worse, let us know.
if it's unbearable. In the meantime,
The last one we got is Martian... Oh, it's green. It's going to get all deleted. Martian poop.
Martian poop.
Soda. Marionberry flavor.
What?
Marionberry.
I've never heard of that in my life.
Me either.
Sounds delicious.
It's got this pink hint. Let's see what happens. Alien
Alien
poo?
poo?
Exactly.
Ooh, Martian poo. Marvin the Martian. That's a fucking aesthetic bottle. That's fantastic.
That's so good.
That is a delightful soda. 10 out of 10s across the board. Maybe I'll give the hot ginger a 9 out of 10 because that one does something weird in my senses
Gotcha.
that I don't like.
Yeah, all solid. But what I was saying is what we're doing is we're actually we're collecting bottle caps because I'm thinking we might make a table out of them eventually or something.
Fun.
But we actually have been peeling off the labels, making like a tabletop photo booklet out of all the sodas we drink.
A what?
Like you know, like if people have tabletop books. There's usually just like picture books. We're making like our own out of all the labels that we drink.
I like that. So if I ever start picking up sodas, just leave the bottle and caps for you.
Yep.
Gotcha. I'll bring them on back. You can heat gun them off.
Exactly. The freezing shows up in the VOD too.
6.8. It was at 7. 6.7. 6.8.
Our CPU's usage is fine.
Fine. It must be an internet thing. Well, it's going up. Internet looks like it's going up. So, but our frames have just gone up with it. That's the only freaking out I'll do. I'll try to keep calm otherwise. I'll give you that one. What's the other one you want? Then we'll... That way we're not just fucking... Unless you want. I don't care. It doesn't bother me at all. Cool. Well, then we'll just keep swapping.
We'll just keep swapping. Pick whatever one you want.
Bring the ginger more to my arm reach. Though.
Here, we'll just bring them over here.
There we go. That's what I like.
As long as you don't keep the empty bottles on a shelf, that's what frat boys and knobheads do.
100%. 100%. I walked into a place once where they just had a bunch of empty, like, $10 or less wine bottles on top of their fridge. I was like, what are you doing? They're like, oh, we're collecting them. Why? It's barefoot. It's barefoot, and you have 30 of the same wine. They're like the big, I think they are the $10 version of barefoot instead of the 2 for $10 because they're the big wine thing. And I'm like, what are you doing? They got empty boxes of the Zevia, not Zevia. I'm fucking drinking Zevia right now. The boxed wine. Why can't I think of it?
I can picture it, but the name is
Franzia.
Thank you.
Franzia. They got boxes of Franzia up there. I'm like, what are you guys doing? They did have the original Game of Thrones alcohol bottles. What's it? It was wines for the houses from the second season.
That's cool. That makes sense.
I was like, respect for those. Those are worth keeping. Right. I probably wouldn't have even drank them.
Right.
But
my thing is, I already got shit for having pop cans in my basement, so I can't keep bottles. I can't do it. You kept 48 cans, or 24 cans is what it is. Yeah.
And now you've got them just sitting in your fridge.
They help because I don't have a full fridge anyway.
I can understand that.
Here's the thing.
God, it's so good. It's like eating a Dum Dum, but it's liquid Dum Dum.
So, I have one pop can, but I never opened it. Brought it back from Iraq. That's cool.
Is it yogurt soda? I once had Mediterranean yogurt soda, and that was the worst drink I've ever had in my life.
Here's the downside of keeping the labels from here, is I missed out on the deposit. Colorado, no deposit. Real easy to keep the labels.
Gotcha.
They're like, hey, how about we all just recycle because we want our place to be nice. Michigan, we're like, we need some reason. You're going to steal 10 cents from us, we'll come back to get it back.
Oh, that's what Michiganders are saying.
Yeah, that's what Michigan.
I thought that's what the government was saying. I was like, nah, they're taking 10 cents from us.
We're almost like, like how you create different
50
levels.
empty Heineken bottles.
You know how you create different levels in bottles to do like musical notes, like the wine glasses from Miss Congeniality? It's like that's what we're doing. We're just like sipping so you can do different notes. Okay, so that was a good intro. Now,
delicious intro.
Delicious. It's about the time of the show. We should start the show. Mm-hmm. Should I end stream and restart stream? See if that helps before we actually start the show.
I don't think it's going to help.
I don't think it's so either.
I think we've been here before.
We have. Can I post a couple links? Mr. Spork, hit it up.
Bless us with your links. Maybe.
I just read the quote. Wow, the lady's penis just fly off. I read that. That was funny.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
There's a Discord link, I see. Very nice. Ooh, that's the Iraqi soda.
Oh, that's cool.
That is pretty cool. It looks like an RCA kind of 90s kind of soda. Super Cola.
Super Cola.
Definitely looks like a superhero kind of theme. They say.
I did there's like a whole row of sodas.
Tastes a little like RC Cola.
That have I guess, terrorist leaders on them. Like, there's an Osama bin Laden soda.
Saddam
Hussein. There's like all those sodas. There's the one that I should have grabbed, but I was like, oh, I wanted to surprise you with flavors. But I had sent you the one with a Rowdy Rodney Piper, the all out of bubblegum soda.
Yeah.
I was like, I should have got that. But I was like, I already sent it to him. I'll try new ones. And then
Rowdy Piper, that is... I don't really like bubblegum flavor all that much, though, so it would have been like... I like the bottle more than the soda.
Yeah. And I feel like some of them are going to be like that. So far, I've liked all the soda. I had one that had like this crazy 80s like metal cover on it that says like, it'll be like, you know, like, you want to shred after this, like the thing on the soda. It literally
can't explode.
It literally, it was like the, you know, like the push popsicles with the plastic. It's like if you melted one of those and drank it. It was a green flavor. That's all it was. Green one? It was so good.
Whenever I think of those, I think of orange, like orange cream flavor. Those are the push pops that I... You said the triangle ones?
No, the ones that are like the long plastic sleeves.
Oh, you cut the end off the top. Gotcha.
The freeze pops.
I thought you were talking like the Flintstone like push pops.
No, not
like
the push pop.
Freeze
pop.
Yeah.
You want that fucking... It's real good.
I want that fucking soda.
It's real good. But yeah, there's so many.
I'm excited to go.
It's fun.
It's
a cool place. So when do I jump into Apple?
I'll likely.
When do I follow you?
Fucking tomorrow, dude. Why not?
They need a stock guy? Is there stock thing?
Yeah, they do.
100% I'm in.
They do.
Let's go.
Operations is what it's called.
Hit me up.
You got specialist, operations, and support. Those are the 3 jobs in the whole store.
I'll be operations.
And then owner.
Well, it could be owner too. I was just saying if they...
Well, then instead of me bringing you, you're bringing me.
I'll do operations. That sounds awesome. Anyway, so we're not going to restart the show, but we should probably intro the show.
One of these days.
This is the Pocket Change. The Pocket Change? This is
Pocket
Change show where we give you a penny for your thoughts within our 2 cents. Show where we talk about things we like, the things we dislike, and the things we just can't ignore, like great soda. I'm Brent, that's Stokes.
Hello.
We do it live on twitch.tv/RealPixel every Monday and Wednesday. And I'm seeing that drop frame number keep going up, which is really upsetting me.
But the internet. Oh, there it goes. I was going to say it's going all over the place. Look at these numbers. We can't be working with these numbers.
We can't.
Looks like we got to move somewhere with a much better connection. How's Grand Rapids sound, Brent?
Grand Rapids?
I don't know.
I mean, there is, I think, another part. Rocket is in Grand Rapids.
I went to Grand Rapids to watch Game of Thrones recently, which we'll talk about soon.
Okay.
Derek lives there.
Gotcha.
I was in Traverse for the movie. They have such a terrible AV system at the house up in Traverse that I was like, I can't be watching this episode of Game of Thrones on a shit everything.
Gotcha.
Audio and television. So then I went to Derek's place where he just got the new TV. I gave him my older soundbar, so everything's still great. And I got there like 6 hours early, and I was like, yo, let's go get some dinner. You need anything from Best Buy, that kind of shit. And his roommate there was like, yeah, just go to Stella's. They were voted the best burger in the world by GQ. Cool. All right, so we went there. It's a barcade, which was dope. We leave, we go out to where we parked the car, and like we parked in front of another barcade, like maybe a block from each other, maybe half a block. There's barcades everywhere there. Great time. That's all we need, Brent. We just need a bunch of coin ops.
I don't want a barcade though, because I don't want to deal with drunk people. That's what was great about this arcade, was it was just soda. No one's getting drunk.
They have just arcades too. They actually have V arcades there.
Like for, I got one real quick, Shred Soda, because my skills in the car, they call me Shreddy Krueger. I just like Shreddy Krueger. That was funny. At 200,
Shreddy
205 we're here.
Good. $50 a month for 200. That's pretty good.
Yeah. But we all know the best burger comes from Fat Burger.
Yeah, and you know what? I went there, got the burger. I tried Derek's. We coordinated 2 different burgers so we could try them. And I was like, yeah, that's really good. But in my mind, I was like, nah, Fat Burger.
Fat Burger is where it's at.
Fat Burger is a better burger.
Funny story about this shirt.
Catch me outside about that fucking Stella's burger.
So I went, as soon as I got off the plane, I was like, I'm looking up where Fat Burger is and where I have to go. And it was a little out of the way, but it was kind of on the way. I'm like, let's get Fat Burger right away. So I got Fat Burger the first day I was there. But I didn't want to buy a shirt. I was like, let me see what else is going on. Went back to Fat Burger.
Yeah, okay.
Went back to Fat Burger.
Of course.
You're standing at the register, right?
Yeah.
Right here, there's a glass case with shirts and hats and mugs. So in my head, I'm like, oh, they sell merch. It's right by their cash register. It makes sense. I was like, hey, can I get a shirt? Do you sell shirts? I asked because just to make sure. Yeah, big logo on the back.
Big old fat burger logo on the back. Boom. Bend for it.
But I was like, "Can I? Do you sell shirts? Because I want to be, whatever." And the guy's like, I don't know. It's like, okay. And I look at the cage and I look at him. I'm like,
looks like you do.
And all of a sudden he just turns to, do we sell shirts? He's like, oh yeah, totally. And he's hit the button merch. He's like, what size you want? I was like, extra large. He's like, cool. He walks in the back. The guy's sitting there kind of, he's like, so you like work here? Or what? And I was like, no, I don't work here.
Way to sell the brand best.
I was just like, I like the restaurant. I don't live around here. I just want a shirt. He's like, okay, cool, whatever. And I was like, how am I the weird one? You sell it. You sell the merchandise. It's not. I didn't come in and demand one of your employee shirts. Yeah, right. I bought the merchandise you sell. But anyway, finally he gets the shirt. I'm waiting for my food. He comes out with the shirt, hands it to me. He's like, hey, shift starts tomorrow at 10 a.m. And I was like, what? He's just like, oh no, I'm just kidding. I was like, it's not weird. I'm buying this shirt. You sell them. It's not weird. Oh my God, he just wouldn't let it go. I was like,
so did you show up for work?
I did not show up for work.
Okay.
I should have, because I was like, I want another burger.
Yeah, right. Get a free meal just to work one day.
I should have.
Do it.
But
you go back there, you get to learn how the magic's made.
Exactly.
You get a glimpse behind the curtain, but it's too late now.
There's some magic dust back there. I know it.
There's something going on.
Oh my God. But anyway, that was fun.
I like to think there's actually just a bunch of cokeheads back there cooking your food, and that's the secret.
Just a little coke that drips in every now and again.
That's right, a little something or other.
So what we viewed in review. If you hadn't noticed, everybody, I guess also we should probably talk about. We started an hour earlier than we usually do. We're still going to 8, but the last hour, from 7 to 8, we're going to do an hour long of Avengers spoilers.
That's right.
Should have made a little logo for spoilers. I'll just put up spoilers and change the name of the thing. But we won't spoil it until then, so you're welcome to watch the show or listen to the show or do whatever you'd like right now. Freely, without spoilers for Avengers if you haven't seen it.
For now.
I don't know how you've not seen it. Cole apparently let me know he's going tomorrow, but what are you doing?
Wait, Cole's going tomorrow?
Yeah.
The fuck, Cole?
I don't know. But anyway.
Crazy person. I've seen a lot of spoilers on the internet since.
I have, but I would also say...
Mostly Game of Thrones spoilers, though.
Yeah, I would mostly say most of the spoilers, if I didn't watch the movie, I wouldn't know. Change the stream title when you do the spoilers. 100% Stony. But anyway, how we start every show is what we viewed in review, so we'll go over what we viewed. I saw Avengers. This leads me to my next story. Stokes.
How was the Alamo?
The Alamo was awesome.
Okay.
This is the funny thing, though. Because I was like, they do the whole, no talking or you will be ejected. Do that whole thing.
Same thing with your phone, right?
Right, one thing, yeah. They do the whole thing with the phone or whatever.
No communicating.
You can't do anything. The cool thing, all before the movie, they're showing all this Avengers stuff. They run through you the movie where the Infinity Stones, blah, 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 do all that. They explain the movies. They showed a bunch of clips because they don't do ads. They just do clips. And actually, we walked into the theater and they were playing Thanos versus Darkseid's death battle from Screw Attack and Rooster Teeth. Like, as I walked in, I was like, this is my home. They know me.
That's great.
But as I was sitting there, the movie starts. It starts with a certain scene. No spoilers.
Yeah.
And it's going, and the thing happens in the first scene. And the person next to me goes, oh. And I go, oh, we're getting into it. And then one person goes, I didn't think it was going to happen like that. And I literally immediately went, shh. And the other person's just like freaked out. Never talked again. I was like, that's in my home. You don't come into my house and do that. Because I will get you thrown out.
Yeah.
But anyway, after that, it was great. But
oh man, I can't wait to tell you about the fucking theater I was in.
Oh my God.
And there was only one moment that was worth a damn.
Oh God. I flipped out. I was like they just got done saying no talking.
Yeah.
100%. And I literally shushed.
Derek got mad when everyone was doing that. Derek turned around, not actually saying it to anyone, but he turned around and he's like, we all knew this was going to happen. He said that. And I was like, bro, what the fuck? Let people react. What are you talking about? That's the most okay reaction.
Yes. I was okay with but as soon as, because it looked like a girlfriend and boyfriend or husband and wife.
Sure.
Husband there, bigger guy, beard, balding. He knows all about it. I knew. 100%. The wife probably had no idea or whatever, so she went, and then he started talking to it. So I leaned literally almost in the wife's lap and then shushed both of them, and the wife backs up and goes, shh, 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 and like got him to shut up, like freaked out. I scared some people.
Like, I don't want this guy. This guy's fucking crazy.
This was like 3 minutes into the movie.
Yeah.
This wasn't
this
very
is
long.
way less than 3 minutes.
I was like,
Maybe
I hadn't
a
even
minute and a
seen the
half, 2
title
minutes.
yet.
Yeah,
like,
that's
like,
what I'm saying.
You do not talk during this movie. But anyway, what happened was, I was at work when the tickets went on sale, so I had Bethany, my girlfriend, buy tickets. She went online, bought tickets for a 7 a.m. show at the Alamo.
Bright and early.
Bright and early, still great. Had fried pickles. It was awesome.
Ooh.
Right?
That's great.
They,
on Friday?
On a Friday. Mm-hmm. On the Friday. Now, but I know Alamo does something special with big movies.
They give you the drinks.
They have
the alcoholic drink.
They have Mondo artworked pint glasses for sale for special movies. And I was like, I got it.
Mondo, the art style.
Mondo,
the
the artist.
Okay.
Pint glasses for big movies.
I know the name. Who is this? He's the guy that does like the classic retro looking.
Usually like retro or like simplified post, very minimal colors,
polygons and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But I know they do that. And I was like, I'm gonna get the Avengers glasses because this will be the one time I'm at an Alamo for a big movie, the biggest movie of the decade. Let me get some glasses. Yeah. So I bought a ticket for the 11:30 show because to buy glasses you had to buy tickets. So later that night I bought glasses, a ticket that I would just return once I got my glasses. But I wanted to surprise her, so I didn't want her to do them. So anyway, got there. We were waiting for our theater to be like open up, I guess. I don't know what they were doing before 7 a.m. that I couldn't go into my theater, but whatever.
Yeah, sure.
People started cheering at certain points in the movie where I was watching it. It was pretty awesome. I like the Alamo, where everyone was fucking quiet. There was laughs. Obviously, you can't control laughter.
Yeah.
But anyway, I go in. I go, hey, I got some glasses for a later here's my receipt. I showed her. Oh, here are your glasses. Like, sweet. And I gave it to her. Oh, look at that. So sweet. Yeah, it's awesome. These are really special. And they, like, everyone pre-orders them and you can't buy them after that. Like, that's it. So we put them in the car. We go back in. We watch the movie. The movie gets done. I was like, I got to go either return a ticket or get a free pass for you to come back because I bought a ticket. I'm not just going to leave it. We're not going to go sit another 3 hours in the theater for Avengers.
I did.
So I go up there and I'm like, hey, I need to return a ticket. She bought things for the 7. I bought mine for the 11:30. I don't need the 11:30 anymore. Can you just return it or give me a pass? He's like, oh, the movie hasn't started. We can just do a money back. I'm like, perfect, sweet. And he pulls up my receipt and he's like, oh, do you want to return the glasses too? And I was like, oh, no. I've already got those. I just need to return the ticket, please. And he's like, okay. And he starts doing it. And he's like, do you have the card that you made the purchase on? I was, oh, yeah. So I go in my wallet. I'm looking through my wallet and I see 2 glasses get put down on the counter in front of me. I'm like, hand him the card. He goes through this thing. All right, it's going to be $10 back on the card. I was like, okay. And then he hands me the card, hands me the receipt, put the wall in the pocket, grab the 2 other glasses, and walk out.
You have 4 glasses.
4 glasses. And I walked out, and I was like, at one point I saw the glasses, and I was like, me and Bethany haven't been together long. And I was like, I don't know where her moral level lies. I don't know if she's going to
be like, Brent,
exactly.
Go
I don't know.
give them back.
But we walked out of the theater and I was like,
who put the glasses down? He did?
He did. He literally turned around, put the glasses and walked away. So I was like,
fucking brilliant, dude.
So I was like, okay. So I walk out and I was like, I was quiet and she's like, so it looks like we got 4 of those special glasses. And I was like, yes, we did. Ride or die. She's like, I wasn't saying anything. And I was like, 100%. Like, I said I already had them, right? Like, I specifically voiced that I already had them. She's like, you were 100% clear. You shouldn't feel bad at all. And I'm like, that's why we're together.
That's great.
So I walked out with 4
Go
glasses.
Bethany.
100%. It was great.
What do I got to pay to get a glass?
You don't have to pay me anything.
You son of a bitch. You son of a bitch. Let me see this fucking glass. Oh my god. Oh my
Look at that.
God. That's
Look
so
at that.
Dope.
Look at that.
That's fucking great.
I could only bring one home. Only one fit in my bag with all my stuff.
Oh, you really
That's
could?
the one back. That's all yours, baby.
Really?
100%.
You're a real guy. You know
Look at that.
You're a real guy. You're a real guy.
I know, like, I wanted them because I was like, I want a glass because I know they're rare. I don't ever get to go to the Alamo and stuff. But I was like, Brent, you're a dirty thief. I'm not a dirty thief. I specifically told them I already had them. But we walked out with 4 glasses.
I typically don't accept anyone's blood money, but I will now.
So, yeah, it's pretty cool. I like how they have the what do they call them? The fallen and
the dusted.
Yeah,
they got the dusted behind
the
them.
dusted that are like in black and white and like. She, I think, just had to fill up space. Somehow they ran out of characters. I guess, or maybe they wanted more female characters on the glass.
I mean, I don't know. I can't really think of.
Is Ant-Man on there?
No.
Oh, I guess they could have thrown Ant-Man.
Well, I bet you.
Oh, is he really little?
I was looking for him, but I don't.
Oh, he's right there. He's jumping up.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I see. He's also he's busting up.
Yeah.
Well, one of the things I was thinking too, I was like, he's not there at the beginning.
Yeah. So, post a close-up pic
phenomenal.
on the Discord later, Stokes.
I can do that.
Can do that.
I can do it.
If you probably search Avengers Mondo glass, you could probably find it because they do one for each big movie. So like every Marvel movie has had one, but obviously we don't have an Alamo, so I've never gotten one. But I was like, I'll get one this time.
We don't have an Alamo. That's tragic.
And then I ended up walking out with 4. So it's pretty.
How much are they per glass? Typically,
$11.
$11.
Mm-hmm. Which isn't terrible.
No, I mean especially because this isn't just like the Avengers logo.
No,
it's fucking color and it's huge. It's got Alamo written on it. Like
it's got Mondo, Alamo.
It's pretty. Yeah, it's a pretty detailed glass.
Yep,
that's great.
So that's for you.
Phenomenal.
That's
Thank you.
Thank you. I thought about getting you a Fat Burger shirt, but then when that all lined up, I was like, this all makes sense.
I would prefer this over the Fat
That's
Burger
what I thought.
shirt. So if it was one or the other, if you're not someone who's gonna spend $60 on a Buddy Welder out of Colorado, I get it.
Yeah, I was like, because at first I was like, how am I gonna bring these? I don't want them to break. But then I wrapped this shirt around that glass, and I was like, it's gonna make it home for Stokes. Put it in the bag, and it made it home. So there you go. It's all set.
Yeah. I'll have to wait to talk about Avengers, dude. It's hard for me to not
100%
just go fucking ape shit on it.
So
I liked it. That's where I'll start. That's where I'll end right now.
Enjoyed watching it.
Yeah.
The more I think about it, the more I dislike it. But I enjoyed watching it, and it was a fun time. I also would say
there's only one thing in the movie that is big enough for me to like properly complain about. There are things that I was like, why we jokes, like individual jokes.
Oh,
kind of like Hellboy, I'm on your side.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna fucking ding the movie for one bad joke kind of thing, but
there was like
I don't know
plot things that bugged me, and one that bugged me so much that I like kept bringing it up to Bethany throughout the trip. Like every time I'd be like, you know what really bothers me? She'd be like, what? I'd be like, and then I would say it. She's like, God damn it, why do you keep bringing it up?
Be like
every time. But then I've got another thing, which I don't think spoils anything, but there's like my one favorite shot is like my new thing I'm going to start doing, and I don't want to spoil anything, but we'll talk about it. It's
I think
fun.
I know it. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe. If it's something that, because I had one shot in the movie that I was like, that's beautiful. I was like,
there were beautiful shots. This shot just spoke to me because I really liked the character and what the moment represented and everything. I really liked.
Who's the character?
Doctor Strange. So, but anyway,
I think I know it then.
yeah, there was one or two plot things I didn't think worked. There were ginormous Thanos ship rocket sized plot holes in this movie when you sit and actually think about it. But when you're sitting there watching it, you're just like whatever.
Yeah.
But like when you sit and think, you're like, there are so many problems. But it's still
which is interesting because I've heard a lot of the problems, and I'm like, I actually don't know the answer to that. I look it up, and during the Chinese premiere, the Russo brothers, during an interview, explained the answer with this, and they talk about it. I'm like, what? Like, does that count? Like,
it doesn't count.
Does that count? I mean, they'll say something, I'm like, oh, that actually makes everything line up perfectly, but they said it in an interview after the movie premiere, and I'm like, that's kind of like, that's very J.K. Rowling.
Russo brothers and J.K. Rowling. Get it through your head. If you don't put it in the movie or the books, it doesn't count as answers.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't just get to tweet out, I don't know, fucking...
Hermione's black.
Yeah. Or, Ron had sex with
Did he?
a cat or something, and all of a sudden it's plot. I don't know.
Canon.
Ridiculous. But anyway, overall, I thought it was a good enough conclusion to the MCU.
I loved it, man.
I knew you would.
I loved it.
Did you like that or the video of Captain America I sent you?
You should find that
Can I find it?
when you get the chance.
What's
I'll
it?
do it right now? Captain America: Old Town Road. It's phenomenal. There, yeah. Click this one. Barstool Sports. They would fucking report on this.
There we
Don't
go.
worry, no endgame spoilers. Hilarious.
Here, we'll watch this real quick. I sent this to Stokes.
I watched this like 4 times this morning.
Eyes up.
What a god.
Stay sharp.
I got the horses in the bag.
Look at the flip right now.
Got the boosters like a match. Riding on a horse. You can whip your Porsche. I've been in the valley. You ain't been up off that
Flips. Boom.
The flippies!
Look at this throw. That one. Boom. There it is, dude. That's a quality tweet. That's quality.
So that was interesting. I sent that and I was like, that's
so good.
Because it's funny. I
like
like
the song
literally
a lot,
right
too,
before I
but-
left, you showed me that song. I was like, man, I never heard this. Right?
It was right before you left. It was the day before.
Yeah.
Because we went up and did the location scouting.
Yep. Hey, Chosker, how's it going?
Choskar.
Next thing we viewed
It's
or
been a long
reviewed.
time.
It has been a long time. It's been a long time for us and a long time for you, Chosker. But welcome back. Next thing, I think 90% of people watched out there. Game of Thrones had their season 8, episode 3, The Long Night episode aired on Sunday. Hey, Hokie.
Hokey. What a vid.
So
Glad you saw that one, Hokey.
it's really hard to not talk about this without having spoilers. So we still won't do spoilers, but like to get really into like why certain things were certain
Sure.
it bugged me. Sorry, I was in China for a while, got a new job. Oh, damn.
Badass.
Can't argue with that.
Go
Just went
you.
on that. Yeah.
Keep on keeping
Well
on,
done.
Choskar.
I liked this episode better than the last 2 episodes, but I don't even know if it cracks like top 5 of my greatest battles I've ever watched.
No.
It was
No. And they could say it's the biggest or the this, and I'm like, maybe. Because when they say that, maybe they had the most extras on set. Maybe they had the biggest budget or something. Like, I'm
Maybe.
trying to think of what they meant, and there's a million ways they could have meant it, but in terms of, like, the gravity of it,
yeah.
in terms of what was visible, in terms of all these different things, it was very much, like, normal.
It was
It was still good, but when they hype it up that much, and you can't really blame them for this, but the world hypes it up as like, oh, everyone you love is gonna die this weekend. It was like, I don't know.
It wasn't even Battle of the Bastards good.
No, that's what. You know what I was. So Shay wasn't with me in Grand Rapids to watch it. I watched it with just Derek and I.
Mm-hmm.
On the way back, she's like, "Are you guys done watching it yet?" I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "Cool. I'm gonna start watching it right now because Derek and I share an account, so we don't watch it at the same time." And I was like, "Why? You haven't seen season 6, 7, or 8, or sorry, 5, 6, or 7?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "What are you doing?" Like, we watched episode 1 and 2, but nothing happened. So I was like, "You're learning some things, but it's nothing wild."
Right.
And then last night, she had already watched the whole episode, liked it a lot, went crazy about it. But she was watching, and it's not fair, Hokey. We got people that we know haven't seen it.
Yep. And we're doing a whole hour of spoilers at the end.
That's
so
right. We're gonna go hard on the spoilers.
we're gonna go hard because
That's
there's
for-
some
that's
things
for
I really
Avengers,
need to talk
for
about.
audio listeners.
Yeah, Game of Thrones.
But
it's hard. But
Shay was watching, and the mountain comes up and kills a guy, and she's like, "Who's that?" And I'm like, "What do you mean, who's that? It's the mountain. Why does he look like that?" I'm like, "What do you mean?" She's like, "He looks all like messed up." I'm like, "Yeah, he died. He's a zombie." She's like, "Ha." I'm like, "No, he's a zombie. Like, what are you talking about?" And then there was something else too that she was watching. She's like, "What happened? Like, how did this get here?" And I was like, "What are you talking about?" She was like Ramsey Bolton, like, "Who's this?" I was like, "What do you mean, who's this?" She's like, "Oh, I swear I've been watching this and I skipped some episodes because I thought I'd seen them." And I'm just like, "Oh my God." But I was like, "But Shay, she didn't." She was like, "This Ramsey Bolton guy's terrible." I'm like, "Just wait until you see the Battle of the Bastards." She's like, "The what?" And I was like, "I'm so happy for you.
it's so
You haven't
good.
seen it yet." Like, when she watches it though, that's where she's gonna be like, "This show means something. Like, this is more than just they kind of skip this dialogue. This and it's like nah.
I do think
It's important.
the show hit really hard times when they left the books.
Yeah.
Because I say the book, the show has writers, and I understand they work very hard, but the books were a very big crutch to those writers. They were able to always look for what was coming, how to do things, blah, 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 you know. And now that they don't have that crutch, I think the writing 100% suffers. And the last episode, I don't know if maybe this is the point, because George R. R. Martin likes to hear expectations and then he destroys them.
Yeah.
But the last episode destroyed so much that had been set up for so long that it, like, I just sat there and I was like,
I don't know what it means if you feel like spoiling what or when, but I'm kind of curious into what you mean.
Well, like, everything having to do
Particularly.
with Azor Ahai,
Yeah.
none of it matters. None of it.
Yeah. Well, that was one
For
thing.
so
I think we even
long.
mentioned it in the car when we were like, "There's so much that is so complex left to talk about that I don't think they can set it up, have the payoff, have any. Even if they show flashbacks of like, look, we were building it the whole time.
Yeah.
There's no way to make a payoff worth it in the last 4 episodes at that time.
Yeah.
So it was like, we had almost written it off then. Like, they didn't do it episode 1 or 2. There's no point anymore.
Well,
you can't give me this whole story and you can't make that the reason.
Well, the crazy part is they bring in a character that's been talking about the prince that has been promised. That's like literally 90% of her dialogue is the prince that is promised. The prince has been promised, blah, blah, blah. Azora, all this stuff, Lord of Light. And I'm like, oh, we're going to finally figure out. And it's just nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so none of the last season has been written in the book. No. Pretty much the last three
seasons.
seasons
3 seasons, yeah.
haven't been written in the book. But once they went right off book, you know George R. R. Martin has a better idea for what that is than the end of the final book, which he hasn't even written the second to last book. So they started okay.
He only has 2 books left, though, yeah?
2 books, supposedly.
Yeah, supposedly.
But, you know, he keeps writing all these side books. You know, the history of this family, history of this, blah, 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 blah. So I started the 4th book. And,
It surprised me. Shay said that she actually read all the books.
Really?
Yeah, she's like, I finished all the books. I'm like, how do you know nothing then? Like,
That's very
I'm
weird.
so surprised. She's like, I wrote them, or read them a couple years ago.
So that's the thing, Stoney. For as long as I've been watching, I always
he
assumed
was.
he was on the writing staff or a consultant or anything like that. But then in the after episode, like where the writers go through and talk about the episode, they're talking about how, like, yeah, we thought about a lot of different endings for this character, but we thought this was the most fitting. I was like, how are you thinking about different endings?
Yeah,
There is
you
one
should be told what 100%.
There's like, you have one.
You're like the journeyman. You
Yeah.
should know the endings.
Exactly.
Endings.
100. But they were like, this character we thought, but I think this is the best way to do it.
However-
And I'm like, what?
However, I think that if they were only to be told one thing, the who sits on the throne is something that's like a good ending to be told. Mm-hmm. But as someone who would like to read the book, I'd be like, oh, it's still giving me a reason to. Because I don't know anyone's ending. But we'll say Jon Snow if he sits on the throne. You know, I don't know anyone's ending but Jon's. Everyone else could be fucked up unless it's like I kill you for the throne at the end. Like maybe something like that.
I mean, the way the show has gone and the books have gone have diverged a lot. Especially, I mean, like, I think if I remember right where the books are right now, Bran has never left the Three-Eyed Raven tree. He's still there.
Oh, really?
In like 5 books, you know, he's never left. I mean, Catelyn Stark comes back as Lady Stoneheart.
Oh, that's
But
right.
they don't have that in the show. Like, there's so much that the books still have going for it that you could watch the whole show and still see stuff in the book.
Forgot
The beginning of
all
the
about
4th book starts with people talking about Balin Greyjoy dying. I was like, oh yeah, I remember that being thrown over the bridge.
Yeah, Shay just watched that.
Yeah. So, there's a lot. Chaska, that could be 2 different characters. The way I'm reading it.
We know.
But anyway, Lily, true, the whole thing has been a vision that would suck. Oh man.
Fucking throw my TV out the window, dude. Yeah. I'm like, you're gonna give me the whole it was a dream ending? Get out of here. That ending should never exist ever again.
But the whole thing with Azor Ahai doesn't pay out at all. The whole thing with the bad guy, there's like, because he was just a bad guy.
Yep.
It was like nothing. It was so
Killed him dead.
It was so like obscenely like almost insulting to me as someone that gets into the lore and will read all like the like it's like insulting.
Yeah, like I know how the grandfather of John was born because I thought it'd play into some fucking like
And there's
magic
nothing.
somewhere, and it's like nothing.
God, it
But-
sucks.
I don't know, man. Like, I enjoyed watching it at the moment, probably because I was watching it with Derek, and he's just a fucking hype beast.
Yeah.
So he's freaking out over everything that happens. But it was like, at the end of it, I just felt like I got nothing from it.
Dude.
I still liked watching. I'm still happy I have the show. I'm not, like, regretful for anything.
Right.
But it's like, I'm still just... I don't know. We'll see. I want to just get there.
Get to
now.
the end.
I just
now.
want to get there
Yeah.
now.
My thing was this. I literally remember like turning at one point to Beth and being like, "Did two dragons just run into each other in the sky?" Like she's like, "Yeah," and I was like, "All right."
Yeah. I could barely see. They could barely
interesting.
see.
I mean, you
Bringing on the
I
blizzards.
don't know. I heard a new theory that the cat's paw dagger might be part of Lightbringer. I heard that too. Which I guess, but even then, nothing within anything in that person's past has anything to do with Azor Ahai. Like, there's not even like you could like kind of bend it and work. There's nothing.
Yeah, I've watched a million things on the 15 different people that could be the Azor Ahai, and it's never.
Yeah, it's
Crazy. It's like one of 4 people. You know.
Exactly. It's so ridiculous.
I don't know.
But anyway, yay.
It was watched. Go
Yay
team.
episode. Hit me up.
Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
MK11.
Liking it? It's
Yeah,
good,
I am
good.
liking it.
That's good.
What makes me sad, though, let me tell you what's really making me sad. First off, Hokie wants to go back to PlayStation.
Hokey.
Listen, shh. Hokie's been playing Xbox with me a lot.
Push me to drink. I don't know what I want to drink,
But
but
I found the bottom of the bottle of one of these guys. Hokie's been playing a lot of Xbox. We've been going hard. But his Apex keeps crashing all the time. Like, not an internet crash, like the app crashes. Reinstalled it, started things over, done the whole top to bottom. I will say he has a 1S, which Derek and I always joke because we've never had an issue, but I have an X, so I can't, like, we don't have the same hardware. I can't say that it's,
I have an S and I don't have an issue.
you have an S.
Alec has
Troy-
a standard Xbox and he doesn't have an
Troy
issue.
has an S. He doesn't have any issues. So I'm just like, I don't know what to tell you. And he's like, dude, I'm fucking sick of it. And he's like, I'm not buying another Xbox because he's getting another TV soon. He's starting his home theater in the basement. So he's like, I'm not buying another Xbox.
But why not?
So he's been playing on PlayStation. And yesterday I was trying to talk to him about something. He's like, oh, well, if you want to fucking hop on PlayStation, hop in this party. I hop in. I don't remember what he's doing. He's fucking doing something. You know, clickety clacking
Probably-
on some keyboard or something, doing some programming.
Probably
I don't know,
JRPG, something PlayStation. You know,
like Bloodborne or something. But everyone else in the party, all of them are playing MK11, which makes me sad because I just bought it for the Xbox. I've only
The right choice.
I've only played for myself or played with myself when it comes to MK11. So I would like to play with other people. Nobody I know has it on Xbox. Colin, my old roommate, he has it there. He's been like, yo, what are you talking about? I can't believe you got an Xbox. You're crazy. Now we can't play. But then I've got 5 other people in this party with me that are all like shit talking each other, using all the characters' names. I'm like, oh, I'm yelling. I'm like, no, dude, you got to use Sub-Zero, use that back forward X. Like, you got to fucking hit that. I'm like, oh, God, dude, it's killing me.
if you like to play on an inferior system, I guess people can play on a PlayStation. That's fine.
Game sharing with Hokie's nice, too, though, because we split the games in half. So he might be getting MK11, which means we'd pay $30 for it, but I'd be paying $90 for Mortal Kombat instead of just the $60 I paid for a regular normal price game.
Plus DLC characters you're gonna have to get.
Yeah, but I might get those pack by pack. I didn't plan to do that
Gotcha.
for Xbox either, to buy the season pass or anything. But all the same, it says something that I see somebody else playing the game and I'm fucking jealous of them. Like, I played it all weekend when I was up in Traverse. First thing I did when I got to my mom's Xbox was something I just loaded it on there with my account. Played it all weekend. Loved it. And the microtransactions.
I don't know anything about microtransactions.
I don't know anything about microtransactions. I haven't encountered anything that's hindered me from microtransactions. So I have all the characters. I think if you didn't pre-order, you can buy Shao Kahn for $5, which you know, it was free to me because I pre-ordered. So,
But isn't Ronda Rousey a Sonya Blade bullshit?
it's fucking bad. It's fucking bad. Like bad acting that I was like, this is really hard to listen to. Like there was sometimes I was like, ooh, we're not gonna fight for you. I'm like, oh no. Everyone around you is fucking killing it. Like, but when she speaks, it fucking pulls me out. And it's so sad because Sonya Blade, she has like a pretty good amount of the story.
Right.
That's like about her and pretty emotional things that happen with her. And the story is very good in terms of the writing of it. For a Mortal Kombat story, you know, trying to put, you're going to fight every character as every character, like, into the story and having it make sense. And here we're making cool maps. So you got to travel a lot. But it was a really well done story. I liked it a lot.
Ronda was in Fast and Furious 6, right? Doesn't she fight Michelle
7.
Rodriguez in the tower?
Yes, but I don't remember what
If
that
that's
was.
6 or 7?
Yeah.
I can't remember either. But the great part about her role in that was she didn't talk a whole lot, you know?
Yeah. Well, she's been talking a whole lot more with the WWE stuff she's been doing.
Right.
That didn't
She apparently
go
also
well
shared
with
this video on Twitter about I don't know if it was a school shooting, but some shooting, talking about
Today?
how it was a hoax.
today.
No, not today. It was something, an article I read. But anyway, Colorado. I talked about Colorado a little bit.
I crossed it off
Yeah.
mostly for that reason. MK11, quality game. If you like fighting games, buy it. They had some problems with their tower system, but they've already addressed it. They've given people free stuff for their troubles, and they're fixing it as we speak. So go
There we
down.
go.
Start here because I gotta pee. Thanks, Soda Pop.
Oh, start in the movies?
Yeah.
Well, that would make sense because you're 90% of the game stuff. So,
Yeah. Exactly.
well, I'm going to wait for the one thing. And there's a lot of stuff I kind of want to wait for him. But I'll do this because I already showed him. Real quick, they released a new poster for the Child's Play movie, and it's brilliant. So on the left, we have a Toy Story 4 poster. On the right, you have the new Child's Play poster. Well played. Well played. That's just great. That's fun. I like when movies poke fun at other movies. I hope Disney and Pixar aren't like freaking out about it. I don't know if they had to like... I don't think you would have to get an okay because they changed the hat's a little different. The arm color is different, so it would make sense. That I don't think it runs into copyright, but it's really smart. We all knew what it was. And it's great. It's funny. Oh, man. I hope Child's Play comes out with a couple more. They got a little while until June 21st. Hope they come out with some other ones that are like tongue-in-cheek and funny. It was a cool thing. Can I do this? Got the pen. There we go. I crossed it off. Easy. Real quick, before we jump to the next story, I got a bone to pick. Stokes, Mr. Apple guy. Why every time do I get a notification that there's a news story? When I click on it, it immediately tells me that it's unavailable and I can't read it. Like it says like something to do with
notification.
Yeah, it says something to do with like the server or something or another is not available. You can't get it. I'm telling you every time because I've tried it multiple times. See if I have one right now. Let's see if it happens.
Have you logged into News Plus? Because it's typically via News Plus.
Got one. So New York Times.
Excuse me.
It's gonna work now, of course. Dang it worked. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Every time I've tried, I screamed at my phone. I also threw my phone across a room in Colorado because it wasn't working.
I don't recommend doing that.
I just, hate it. But anyway, next thing.
Yes.
I covered the poster.
Very good.
Now
Good
we're on to
poster.
the moment everyone's been waiting for. The most anticipated movie of 2019, Sonic the Hedgehog. It's got a trailer. Let's wait. I got called a catfish today. Jess, that just means you're in that pool with the other fish just mixing things up. You're outside the norm, but still useful and needed in this community.
You ever had some catfish nuggets?
No.
Delicious. Little chicken nuggets, but they're catfish.
Little nuggies?
Little nuggies. I recommend them. I feel like if I were to cook up Jess, she would make a delicious catfish nuggie.
We're going to watch the Sonic trailer. Let's get ready. Gotta go fast.
Gotta go fast.
Holy shit, Stokes, you're an actor. Look like the
20
dude.
minutes ago, an
I think that's what you meant.
Like James Marsden.
Yeah.
across the entire Pacific Northwest.
Thank you.
Need someone who can
He's Prince
figure out
Charming.
exactly what we're dealing with.
You're not suggesting who I think you're suggesting.
Robotic. What the?
That's your man.
That's my.
Are you in charge here?
Yes, I am.
Nope.
My
Wrong. I'm in charge.
Allow me to clarify. In a sequentially ranked hierarchy based on level of critical importance, the disparity between us is too vast to quantify. Agent Stone?
The doctor thinks you're basic.
Listen, pal, I don't know if you realize
I'm sorry, Major. What was your name?
Benny.
Nobody cares.
Brilliant.
SFPD.
Meow? Oh, come on.
Okay, pal. I want answers.
Basically, it looks like I'm gonna have to save your planet.
Oh, is that all you got?
No, but thank you for asking.
Pull the Batman.
Whatever this creature is,
Yeah, right.
our job is to secure it, neutralize it, see what makes it tick.
Look at this! I took 9 million steps today.
Fucking shit joke. This is one.
You,
Stay in there and be quiet.
How much longer? I can't breathe in here.
Do you have your child in that bag?
No. I mean, yes, it's a child, but it's not mine.
It's not your child.
Smells like body spray in an old ham sandwich.
I like it. See, that looks good. Where's that movie at? You know?
you see how it says
All
every.
right. Go to the search bar. Don't go too far.
Come on, I'll just.
No, keep it. Okay.
What am I searching?
Edward Pun 1, Twitter.
PU?
All one word. Pun 1.
Pun?
1. Yes. Excuse me. Someone hire this guy. Click that photo. I think you can click it. Look at that. Like, I couldn't really put my finger on everything that was wrong. Then this guy made this, and I was like, oh, I see everything that was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Just doing a left to right comparison. Because we saw this before.
Yep.
I don't know if it was this guy. This is the one that I remember seeing. Something similar to that.
Yeah.
Of like someone just taking one of the shots and being like, hey, I fixed him.
Right.
And it's just crazy to me that that's what someone came up with and that's what everyone agreed on.
Well,
Like that design on the right, it just, that's actually Sonic. And that's the same art style, probably even using the same textures and everything. Like it's just a couple of inflated hands and eyes and just dragged around. So
yeah, it's so. I saw tweets.
you don't, Flamed, you don't have to tell me that you love Jim Carrey, okay? I might as well have Jim Carrey's face tattooed on my ass.
So
And this movie looks like garbage.
I've seen some people come on tweet talking about it wasn't one person that made Sonic. There were a room of people. There were test audiences, all that stuff. And that's how they came to the Sonic. I don't like.
And it wasn't just one man that killed all the Jews, you know what I mean? All the Nazis can be wrong. All of the people that watched the Sonic are wrong.
It's fair.
Or they're just trying to be kind. Oh no, I think it'll catch on. I kind of like it. Fuck that person.
Do you think? Did you like the joke that every hero or whatever has its genesis?
I did like that.
That was clever,
Yeah.
right? It was funny. Jim Carrey looks great as that, like at the end,
Yeah.
the full Eggman
post
look,
credits,
you know.
yeah.
He has that Quicksilver scene from X-Men with the
Where he's
missiles.
bongoing some missiles.
James Marsden's great.
You know, it's funny. I saw a photo of him driving Hop around, the drummer bunny, in like a very similar shot with the car, and then he's sitting in the passenger seat, and then it had Sonic in the passenger seat. It's like James Marsden loves driving CGI characters around.
It's probably going to be bad. Only good thing about the film is that Jim Carrey's in it. It had Gangster's Paradise.
You could look at it that way. You could also look at it as Jim Carrey didn't make a different movie to make this movie. That other movie that wasn't made likely would have been better.
It had Gangster's Paradise.
Yeah,
Shout out to Coolio.
I mean, you're not wrong.
I'm gonna watch it.
Me too.
It's probably
It's
gonna
tragic
be
that
bad.
they're gonna get my money. I say me too. I might watch it because I'm, the way that I say it, like the reviews don't matter to me for movies I want to watch. Like Hellboy came out, IGN gave it a 4 out of 10. I was like, fuck, I'm going to see that movie. Loved it.
Not a 4 out of 10.
Not a 4 out of 10.
100%
By no
not.
standard is it a 4
Yeah,
out of
right?
10. But if they come out with this and they give it a 0 out of 10, it's not like they could have done that with Hellboy and I would have gone and seen it.
Right.
They could give this movie a 6 out of 10 and I'll still be like, I don't know, should I watch that? Is that worth my time and money? I'd say it's worth my time. I'm not doing jack shit. But is it worth my money? I don't make a lot of that. So
That's fair.
I don't know. Especially because, when does this come out? September?
June 20. No.
June.
No, I made a lie. I think that was the Child's Play thing I looked at.
Yeah, June.
I don't know when Sonic comes out. November.
November's a pretty big time for movies.
Yeah.
That's like Oscar time. And I don't think Sonic's going to be in the running, no pun intended.
But you did. It wasn't intended, but you did.
I did say that. That was a little intended. It was a little intended.
Oh, man, that's funny.
We got trailers for movies that were made way cheaper, that are way sillier. I would rather watch.
All right, you want to start with this one?
We'll do this one because this trailer is nothing particularly special. Oh, this one's really short.
A minute 40?
Yeah, click it.
Okay. Stokes watched something about this. I have not. It's called Nightmare Cinema.
Apparently, it's supposed to be coming to theaters and hitting the digital marketplace in the same day. So I doubt we're gonna have it in theaters. But
okay.
If you like horror movies, Brent, we might toss me $5. We'll probably split this movie.
There we go.
It looks fine enough. Let's watch it.
Okay.
I'm the projectionist, the curator of 100 years of nightmares, trapped in a silver screen that never forgets.
I want to pause it on one of these screens.
Welcome to my nightmare.
Like, what
Nope,
do you?
not that one.
No, we can't pause it like that anyway. So.
No, I think they're gonna pull up all of the directors.
Gotcha.
Because it is an anthology. I'm a big fan of those. Even VHS. Sue me.
Come and get me, bitch!
Oh, okay, they're gonna go slow. Gotcha. Gremlins, Midnight Meat Train, Dawn of the Dead, 30 Days of Night, See What Jesus Stand. Oh, really? This trailer is much better than the last one I saw.
Oh, okay.
I mean, the one, it just was way worse than its montages.
Oh, missed it.
That's okay. Those are the directors.
Okay.
All the same. I want to see that. Think you'd watch that, Brent?
I will watch it.
Yeah.
But there's no way I would name any of those people's masters of horror.
100% no. None of their movies, like nothing. I frankly don't give a shit. I'm all about selling something when there's nothing to be sold.
Mm-hmm.
They had no right to say that that's what they were. I don't give a fuck because it's all subjective. They didn't lie to me. You know?
Right.
So I respect the hustle. I want to watch it.
Even call The Stand a horror book. Did you guys start way early or just already into trailers? We started way early because we're doing a 3-hour show with 7 to 8 being spoilers and Avengers. So we started at 5.
That is correct. Yes.
Fuck you. I told you that. I was with you when I texted Stokes about it.
Let me tell you about a little thing called VOD.
I think you know what was happening is that Santa Clarita Diet was on the TV, and it was her 5th time watching it, so she was very distracted when I was telling her. That's probably
Perfect.
what it was.
Hell of a show. Never seen it.
I've gone through a lot. No, it wasn't. Oh, so you do remember when I told you. See how I did that? You see how I worked that in? See that? Oh, she comes in with the jab, like duck. You know, I dodge. I'm going.
I just punch him in the face. There you go, man. That's for you.
No. All right, well, I'm sorry we started early. We tried a bunch of sodas. You can see them all about. We
Yummy,
tried Martian Poop,
yummy Martian.
which I think is the best because it's empty. Obviously, Fireman's, which is always good. Nosebleed, and Australian style.
Hot ginger ale. Spicy.
Not that spicy.
Not that spicy.
But it's still good.
Though.
They're all good. I will see it. None of those people deserve Master of Horror. I don't even think I would classify The Stand as a horror
That's okay.
story.
That's fine. He directed it, though, you know.
I guess. 30 Days of Night. I don't even know if I classify as horror.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Really?
Yeah.
It always reminded me of, like,
There's a lot
Underworld. But Underworld isn't horror. You know?
Well, the problem with Underworld is that it's all that gore and violence, but you're never scared because they're superpowered vampires fighting the Lycans, you know?
Yeah.
30 Days a Night, it's humans hiding from vampire things, you know?
I guess.
It's like a lot of, like, I'm going to hide. Do that shot when they go over the town.
Yeah.
And it's just people getting murdered and shot up and fucking... I love that. I really like that one.
That's such a good story.
We did.
I wish it was just
what was
done
the
together.
name of the...
Samar or something, right? Samar?
It's like Somerset,
Yeah.
but it's like Somerset or something.
Yeah, it's like SOMNOR or something.
Yeah.
Samar or something.
Yeah.
We did watch it.
We did.
It's got the white bars.
It does.
I don't know. It's still
Or
no
did.
confirmation if it's
If that's in
that
the
the way
film.
it is or it's
Yeah.
just the trailer. But and hello, P-Stabs. Looks okay. Could be good. Could be bad. Hereditary sold the ticket for that movie for Stokes. So
Exactly. Yeah. He probably has my perpetual ticket. Peace Stabs was good. Oh hi.
Oh hi.
Hello.
Um,
How are you? Well, that's nice.
I was sleeping. I'm so late. So I'm late. It's okay, P-Stabs.
We all need sleep.
We're doing an extra hour, and I know you don't care about Avengers spoilers, so you can hang out and watch us
can
talk
be
about
here.
Avengers. We all know P-Stabs. She ain't about that superhero shit.
Does this in the description tell us when it's coming out?
Oh, where's my mouse? There it is. February 4th. No, wait. February 14th. So it's out.
No.
I'm going to see Avengers tonight. Popcorn. Oh. Well, then maybe you don't want to watch.
Yeah, maybe you shouldn't.
Maybe you shouldn't listen to us
catch some of
spoilers.
these spoilers. What am I doing? I'm going to movies. Cinema, right? Nightmare Cinema. Huh. Nothing. Let me find the. Go here. I'm gonna do.
Trying to
Boom.
figure out when it comes out.
June 21st. Oh yeah, I mean, is it right there in the poster?
Maybe in theaters and on iTunes. Did they push it back?
Must have.
Weird.
Nerds.
Okay.
I swiped our notes away. Forgive me.
Next one.
Now this one's got me real happy.
This is interesting. Documentary called Hail Satan. That
There is a
for the
question mark.
Question mark?
There's a question mark on it? Hail Satan? I guess?
So let's watch the trailer.
It's a beautiful day here at the state capitol. Great day to be a Satanist. I believe it, and I'm very excited about it.
We're not what you think we are.
Satanic Temple was an idea.
between a handful of people directly confronting authority.
This makes life fun.
State officials have put up a 10 Commandments monument on government property.
Satanists are demanding equal rights.
I am a tax-paying member of Arkansas, and I don't want that there.
They just want to irritate.
The Satanic Temple says you also need to put up our monument to Satanism.
As a Satanist, I believe that confronting injustice is an expression of one's satanic faith.
You see Christian theocracy just creeping itself into our government, and it is our duty to stand up to this.
We want people to evaluate the United States being a Christian nation. It's not. We are supposed to be a nation that doesn't allow the government to dictate what is appropriate religious expression.
Satanists sue Missouri.
If we're being sued by the Satanic Temple, we gotta be doing something right.
It's our goal to shut down their agenda, which is to bring death and destruction.
You guys are horrible people.
Is this how everyone that's different is treated?
It is out of not only Satanism, but patriotism that I am motivated.
Satanism is looking out for the other, because we are the other.
I am following a code of ethics, having fellowship with brethren. Why can't that be a religion?
We do indeed invoke Satan.
We have gone from 3 people to 50,000.
There's no doubt that this is my life's work.
Hail Satan.
Hail Satan.
Hail Satan.
Hail Satan.
Not bad.
I love that. I love that trailer. I really want to see that movie.
I'm gonna see it.
Doesn't that look fun? Doesn't that look interesting enough?
It looks very interesting. I wish, because the whole thing is that they're fighting the like
theocracy
in our government, stuff like that. I wish they weren't doing it with another religion
under the guise of Satan.
Well, not even that. It's like they talk about wanting to be a religion and how Satanism should be a religion. But I don't want any religion. I don't care what you name it or what you pray. Like, I don't want anything anywhere.
Well, I think that's...
Get it out. Don't make it equal rights. Get them all out.
No, I think that's their point. Is like, the only way that you're going to catch the Christian's eye of the Ten Commandments is if you put a fucking goat demon next to it with a, you know, is like the, if you can't beat them, join them kind of thing, you know? Fight fire with fire.
Right, I guess I just don't want anything.
And they don't either.
But they do, because they have a mantra, they have a brethren, they have what they have.
Have you read the rules? So they have all of these things to be legally considered an actual religion. So that, you know, the same way that Christians have these rights to put the Ten Commandments up in this case, they're like, oh, well, now we have the rights, so we're going to do it. And everyone's like, whoa, you guys can't do that. And then they can be like, see, look how fucked the system is. You're allowing some religions to do it, but not others. Is like, you're supposed to have none.
Right.
So it's either, what they're saying is, you can either put a fucking goat demon on your front lawn, or you can take the Ten Commandments down. Is like their kind of fight there.
I just wish it wasn't religion versus religion. I wish it was, you know, self-thinking people versus religion.
I like the way that they're going about it. However, you should read the commandments for Satanism. It is hilarious.
Okay.
Like the way that when they talk about domains, like where you live, they call them layers.
Okay.
So like they're like
onions.
You should not enter another man's lair, and like all this. You know, the way they go about it is hilarious.
So he says, okay, now I know I shouldn't judge, but I'm pretty sure Bowtie Guy is a member of the Saint Church, so he can hang out with the hot goth chicks, and I salute him.
I would say there's nothing wrong with that, you know?
It is either separation of church and state fully or recognize all religions. And I'm the person that needs 100% full separation. I don't just want equal representative for all religions. I want them all gone. Because
watch the documentary.
I will watch the documentary 100%.
100%. Because I bet you probably pull a date for that too.
The thing is, because you talk about how Cole, sorry I'm late, gonna see Endgame tomorrow. Cole, we know. I've already briefed Stokes. We're gonna start. We'll be very clear about when the spoilers are going to happen, so you won't have to worry about it. It's out? I'll watch it.
I don't know how to... Where do you watch it, though?
I don't know. Maybe it's only in theaters then. I don't know.
Nothing near Mason.
But,
it says it's on pre-order for iTunes.
I mean, you talk about how, like, their commandments sound funny. So does the standard 10 Commandments, too.
No, I'm saying that the way that theirs are like the 10 Commandments, but they're, like, reworded, is what's so funny. Is because they're, like... It's funny because they're pointing fun at, like, the other point of the commandments. Like, the reason that they exist. 93%.
That's good.
I mean, it's Rotten Tomatoes, but still. So pre-order for...
How, Brent? You can't fight the political power of organized religion. P-stabs, I know that, and that's what terrifies me.
That's why you gotta fight fire with fire, you know what I mean?
Just become part of the problem? I don't want to become part of the problem.
Fight fire with fire. That's not becoming part of the problem.
You're creating a whole new, another religion that has mantras and has commandments and has rules and all this stipulation. It's the same thing.
It's a really good way to get at them.
Is there like satanic sex orgies in the church with the hot got chicks? Need to know for reasons.
Stoney, we could only hope. I recommend we watch the documentary, and then it's a Pornhub parody as our research.
I will be interested. Maybe the film will turn me, but I feel like I'm going to watch this film and just watch another film about a religion thinking they're not getting the same shakedown as Christianity. And they're going to lose themselves.
Right there in the trailer, it's fucking 7 different times. They're like, no, it's... You know, the one guy's like, I do this because of Satan and patriotism. Like, he's like, they're talking about how it's strictly to fight this. They're like, we started this to fight theocracy. Like, that's the point.
I know, but things get lost in fights like that. Because the one guy's
but when did they start it, though?
The one guy's like...
I think it was like 2016 they started.
Right, but the one guy's like... And, well, Satanism has been around a lot longer than that. It's not like it's like a new thing.
But not as like an organized religion.
Well, that's the thing. Is now all of a sudden they're like, oh, we're a brethren. Why shouldn't we be a religion? All of a sudden they're getting lost in their goal here. They're becoming the theocracy they don't want.
It looks like by the end of the movie they get their statue put up there.
Which is just, that doesn't solve anything. Doesn't do anything besides make a funny documentary. It doesn't do anything. It's just causing more of the problem.
I don't think it is. Because I think then when people are finally like, you know what, we can't have this fucking goat demon on the lawn. Like, we can't have this. Then what does it mean? We take everything down, and then they've won. You're looking for the end of the problem in this movie. They're just giving you the first step to the solution. You know what I mean?
Then don't put a like religious figure. Put something obscene, like the dude that spray paints dicks over potholes so they get put over. You ever see that? Like a big pothole, someone will spray paint a dick over it, so the city's got to come out and cover up the dick so they fix the pothole.
No, spray paint it over the dick?
Like, so there's a pothole, right? And then on the road around the pothole, he spray paints a dick, so the city has to come cover it up because it's indecency. But when they cover it up, they're fixing the potholes.
Brilliant.
Brilliant.
Right.
This?
So what they're doing, they're spray painting a dick by putting a giant rock statue on it.
They're really not.
They are.
Because all that, it's a goat demon. I don't even know if it's considered a demon. I don't know. It might be Satan itself. I don't know. But even then,
might have to watch the documentary.
But even then, it's just because like could a Buddhist go do this and be like, we're going to put a Buddha? It's just
I suppose,
exactly.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It's like it's not going to do anything. No matter what you put up there, if you put a fat guy was sitting cross-legged,
well, yeah, but
you put a goat guy,
cross-legged fat guy's not offensive to anybody. You know, if someone drew a smiley face over the pothole, you wouldn't have done anything.
You wouldn't think it was offensive. All right, a lot of people are very offended by Avengers.
By Avengers?
Yeah, fat shaming. How dare Disney? It's a big thing.
Really?
Yeah. I'm telling you, man.
I have not heard that.
Oh yeah, I read a couple articles.
I can see where that would happen.
Yep.
I mean, not really, but I can. I can see where I could view something and be like, someone's going to get mad over this.
Pothole spray paint dick drawings? Now that's the religion for me.
Where do I sign up? Give me the tax break.
I'll save my I'll save my full thing after I watch it.
Critique.
But currently right now, this just makes me more worried. This just gets me more scared. It doesn't make me feel happy.
I don't know about Stoney, but I know P-Stabs and I, we're fucking syncing up right now. It's all coming together. Hail Satan, brilliant idea. Well, I mean, the documentary wasn't the idea. Can't blame them for making a documentary about something they're trying to do.
100%.
100% you can or can't blame them?
Can't blame them.
Okay.
I could blame the people
doing
inside,
what's being documented.
Exactly.
Yes.
Like the flat earthers.
Talk about Valve, I gotta pee again.
I didn't blame the person for that made that flat earth documentary, but I can blame the people in the documentary that didn't know how to work a thing at a NASA, you know? And then blame NASA for it. The statue thing is a true story.
That's funny.
So I can tell it, I can know if they have it up right now?
Well, I think they do. It was in the trailer.
Well, I mean, they make it, but how long does it last? Is it still up? Did it get taken down? All these questions I need to know. Anyway, you want me to talk about something? Next thing we're going to cover, going into game news, new Valve VR. Valve had the Rift, I think it was called. No, I'm second guessing myself. Vive. Valve had the Vive. Sony's stance on religious is do whatever you want as long as you don't force it on other people. Or, you know, it works until like wars are waged because of it and stuff. Waged. I said raged. Waged for it. And there's a lot more problems. But anyway, Valve's Index is the new VR headset coming out from Valve. They had the Vive before. There's some cool new things. They're talking about how they're going to develop 3 new VR games for it. Big high-end games. Specifically came out and said, if you're thinking any of these games, Half-Life, Portal, Team Fortress, Left 4 Dead, or Dota, guess what? They're not doing those games, so don't get your hopes up that quickly. But they talked about how the specs are going to be much better than the Vive. This picture of the headset, the Knuckles controller that they have.
Weird name for a controller.
Weird name. Called Knuckles. It's got
Knuckles.
Individual finger inputs. That's the word I can think of.
Inputs is the
individual finger inputs. It's going to have a 1440 by 1600 view per eye.
1600 doesn't matter, but the 1440 is the big one, which is weird because they say it's up from Vive's 1080 by 1200. That's the regular Vive. They've already made the Vive Pro, which the Vive Pro I believe is the same price as this for the same resolution. So they're kind of skewing the numbers here.
Mm-hmm.
This will be $1,000.
They do have a Portal themed, or what's this? What's the industry? What's the company inside
Aperture?
Portal? Aperture Industry demo.
See it there in the arm.
Yeah, I saw the logo. I just didn't remember the name.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, they do have, but it's not like a full game demo. It's kind of like what Oculus did when they first came out. They had a Portal themed demo where it was working on a robot.
Right.
Interestingly enough.
Mm-hmm.
I really like the look of the material, like the texture on the back of the head and the grips. I like that a lot. I like that they went with the Lighthouse style, with like the Vive style.
Yep.
I think it looks pretty good, and I think it just looks nice generally.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good looking headset. But in the same vein, it also fucking better because it's $1,000.
It's $1,000.
So I don't know what they're gonna do that's so special.
And it's still wired, unlike the Oculus's. What was it called?
Ooh, that's a good question. I don't remember.
Rift S.
Rift S, which does not
need cables. It's 100%
cables or sensors.
Yeah,
the sensors are built in. It doesn't need the lighthouses or the
come in the system.
The cameras.
So
interesting, because Valve, being who they are, they're making their own games for this particularly, I think. Which, I don't know how well that's going to go. Because you're not going to sell hardware unless you have the exclusive games for it.
Mm-hmm.
But they're also the platform for Oculus and Vive. So if you have a VR game that comes and it's only for this, for how long, I don't know.
Gonna go see it today, but gotta get ready now. Talk to you guys later. Thanks for being awesome. I'll watch your VOD later. Cool. See you later.
We'll
good
talk
luck.
About Avengers later.
Let's just say good luck.
That's right. You got this. Anyway.
Yeah, I'm excited that the world of VR is still out there. It's still moving. I was always more a fan of AR than VR.
It's moving in a very strange direction.
It is. Yeah, it's I think moving slower than I thought it would.
I think I don't know, it's tough because what's the problem with VR? Is it the hardware not being able to make you feel comfortable enough? Like they're showing here, they're doubling the refresh rate and they're adding more pixels so it looks cleaner, you got better resolutions, and the grips and the way that you interact with the world is really nice. Is it that, or is it because there's not enough games coming to the ones that exist? Or there are games that have fixed, like, God, what's that game? Sprint Vector, I think is the name of the game. It's by Servios. They did the thing where locomotion, which is the general moving name, you can only do it by pumping your arms like this, but it's a racing game that's all about, like, you go like this to jump and climb, but you use this to run. Like, those kinds of mechanics being brought to any hardware that are supposed to fix, like, motion sickness and how long people can be in it, or is it a hardware thing? And it's tough because you can't really... It's harder to climb them both at the same time, rather than just like, oh, we've made the perfect hardware, now we'll start from the baseline of games. Or we've made the perfect game, and we'll put it on hardware as it increases. You're kind of trying to you're going back and forth, and I can't be buying a game and then have to buy the new system to buy the game that goes with it, to buy the new system to buy the game. Like, that kind of ladder jumping is just most expensive for the consumer, and when we're the ones propelling it because of what we're buying, you got to make it kind of one or the other, and it's hard for... You're going at our pace, and our pace is much slower than what the companies want it to be.
Much slower than I want it to be, because I want to be able to buy a system and know it's going to be good with a good game.
I'd like to be able... and if it were something, too, I would... If I had the disposable income or the money, I would just buy, like, each of them within reason. Oculus Vive are pretty tight-knit on what they can and can't do, so I'd probably decide there. But I'd have a PlayStation VR. I'd have one of the Go versions... Samsung's or Google's or Oculus Go's. I'd have one of the standards. I'd probably have a standard Oculus, and then I'd have an HTC Vive Pro. I would go all out. But ain't nobody got cash for that.
No.
Let alone you need to have the PC and the room and the games. I have 2 of those things.
Which is why I thought the Oculus Rift 2 was interesting, because you don't need
the space
or the computer.
Much.
I think the headset runs everything, doesn't it?
No,
is it
that's the Go.
Oh, the
Go. The Go is wireless. It runs everything right there.
Got it.
But of course, that limits you on what games you can play.
True.
So it's like you can't play processor heavy games, otherwise you're wearing a computer on your face. Although they have ways around it, but even then they're more extreme. Like MSI makes a gaming VR desktop ready, or VR ready gaming desktop that's in the shape of a backpack. It's literally a backpack. We sell it at Best Buy.
That's cool.
A backpack computer that you plug in all of your stuff. So you are wireless minus the power cable connecting your PC, even though it has its own battery life too. You're carrying a giant battery to run your desktop. So it's doable, and you can attach that to any VR and have your own space and motion and stuff, but it's just... We're not there yet.
We need
when we're getting closer, as soon as a suit is implemented in any capacity, I'll probably go all out.
We also just need to maybe skip over this and just go into neural uplinks, so it's just in our head. Have our heads be the computer.
There we go. Digitize me.
Exactly.
That'd be something.
Yeah. I don't know. Exciting future that we can maybe hopefully get at some point.
One day.
We'll see.
That text I just got?
Yep.
Did you see it right there?
No.
Borderlands 3 looks like it could end up being my favorite game ever.
Let's get into it. Oh,
let's talk about it. Brett, you ever heard of Borderlands 3?
Borderlands 3. Is that...
It's not ringing any bells.
Is that...
I don't know, dude. You gonna play 2 with me?
What the heck did I just do? I was trying to zoom in and it, I think, went back pages. There we go.
Strange.
Very strange.
You controlled it instead of alternate?
Maybe.
Crazy.
Anyway.
Balls that shit.
So what we had is 23 ways Borderlands 3 is reinventing the Borderlands formula. Because let's be honest, Borderlands is dated and no one plays it anymore. So let's get something new on there, right? Oh, did you read the thing about Days Gone real quick? How they've had like a major update every day?
Everything.
Yeah. Not good.
Not good. Which makes me sad because the game, like, aesthetically and like, it looks like a good game.
Jesus.
They really want us to watch that.
They did. So we're gonna go through, and there's 23 ways Borderland is reinventing the Borderlands thing. And because I played a lot of 1, very little of 2, and wouldn't probably notice the changes.
Do you want to play 2 with me?
Stokes is going to run us through all the changes and see why
Damn
they're
it,
important or
Brent,
not.
do it.
I don't. What time? When am I going to find time to play a game that's that old and
On
that
your
bad?
time.
You know,
It's neither of those things. I'll give it to you. It's fairly old. I think it's 6 years this year.
yeah. Well, it's 6 out of 10 at best. So you know.
Whoa! Whoa!
It's
I don't know about that.
It's all the bad things about looter shooters without any of the progression. You know.
Huh?
All I do is pick up a new gun. It's still so good. I'm just it.
It's okay. It's okay.
I feel like I have
Brent's
to.
a wee baby.
I feel like I have
in
to
the looter
relearn
shooter
how to
genre.
shoot every gun every time I pick up a new gun. And as soon as I learn, here's another new gun that I have to use because it's a different level. And I'm like, great. Now I got to relearn how to shoot
You're
this
gonna
gun.
fucking hate this thing.
Ah,
You're not gonna dig on this because the guns that they've included are fucking wacky, like wacky. So they go through a lot of it in this list. So we'll just kind of brush up on it. If they miss anything that I can remember, I'll come back to it. But one of the big things they said is like, with every gun you have, you can kind of they almost took because they did say 1 billion guns, which is interesting because they typically say a gazillion guns or like a stupid number that's like, oh, we get it, there's a lot. They said 1 billion though, which is kind of like, are you being real? Someone went through and did the math of the Borderlands 2 guns, and if you're kind of looking from 1 to 2 and 2 to 3, then yes, they literally have over 1 billion guns. And people are like, how are they going to do that? Because how they change the guns is with the prefixes, like I was telling you, and with the general stats of them. Like, oh, they're going to put a certain sight on it that adjusts this, and then a stock and a barrel and a ammo capacity, and then an elemental or not. Like those kinds of things, they just randomize. But one of the big things they did, they doubled all of the guns they have because every gun has 2 firing modes. Some of them, like this gun in particular, has rifle, which is what's attached right now. It just shoots like a rifle. Just like that. A little faster because it's a flat off. Anyway. But you can switch it, and then the bullets transform into grenades, and you just shoot grenades. It changes your capacity. So instead of having 36 over 150, you probably have 12 over 50. You divide it by 3 or something. It's going to eat more ammo, but it shoots a grenade. So what's interesting about that, though, is that changes per company as well. Maliwan, the company that focuses on Elemental, the one that all those robots are, if you've seen any of the robots like in the trailers, they focus on elementals. So their firing modes are same gun, same bullet, same everything, but one shoots corrosive and one shoots fire or shield or whatever the new one they call is, but we'll get to that later. But it's interesting that I like that in this game that focuses so much on, oh, they have a shield, use a shock weapon. I can have one weapon be both things for me. I can look at my loadout and I have more freedom of choice to put what I want in there rather than I need this one shock weapon because it's all I have at this level to take shields down.
What would help me as a person that's played a lot of shooters?
Yeah.
Is if I could get a gun, be like, oh, I like this gun. And then anytime I find a new gun, just make my gun as good as that gun, but I still get the same gun.
You have 2 choices with that.
Okay.
2 things you could do. One of them's easier than the other. One of them, you could only pick up assault rifle style weapons.
Okay.
If I'm going to Borderlands 2, because I don't know everything about this, Borderlands 2, there's only one assault rifle that is like legitimately more different than the others. It shoots rockets instead of bullets.
Okay.
And they're just less accurate because of it. And it's like, if I'm shooting a rifle, I'm probably not next to you. That's SMG, that's shotgun, that's, and I'm probably not a mile away. That's a sniper, but they don't have snipers with rockets for that reason. The assault rifle with rockets is like a Derek style. Just going to sprint in and just start shooting everything. Maybe I'll hit a wall and kill somebody. So you can do that. You can just always do assault rifles. Because then the only thing you have to get used to is brands. And with brands, like this is a Vladoff. You hold the trigger down, it'll always shoot. Even on their snipers, if you hold the trigger down, it'll just boop, 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 with a sniper. Or a Jacobs is something that it fires as fast as you pull the trigger. That's on every style weapon. So their assault rifles are individual trigger pulls. They're like a single fire hemlock kind of thing.
Gotcha. So hey, Justin, don't worry. We got a lot of show left. We're doing a special Avengers spoiler. If you've seen Avengers, you can hang out from 7 to 8.
Do it. We'll be here. So what you could do, instead of getting only assault rifles, is say, I like it when my weapons, I pull the trigger and it always goes hardcore. Like, it just never stops.
Mhm.
Then you could be like, I'm going to only pick up Jacob's weapons, Vladoff weapons, yada, 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 yada.
But couldn't you run into a situation where you're using like 3 under-level guns because you haven't found a Jacob gun in however long?
You could, but that's where I myself find a combination of both. Of like, what's my favorite weapon out there? It changes. I'd say a Maliwan SMG, which means it's an elemental SMG.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also something that, depending on your character, skill trees also have that included, where it's like, one of the perks could be bullet velocity. Well, bullet velocity doesn't matter if you have a fucking shotgun. You know, I'm right next to you anyway. But if you're a sniper, or you use rocket launchers, or, you know, something, is like, you can kind of look at your skill tree to pick what weapon you want. But that's what I say. Like, especially because in the old Borderlands games, it was, oh, something drops, who's getting it? It was, you know, Derek would get every assault rifle that dropped. I would get every shotgun or SMG. My buddy Tim would get every sniper. Derek would get the rocket launchers. You know, we kind of divvied up. If this drops, we'll take this. So that's something you could do, of like, every SMG that's worth a damn, I'll pick up, and every Maliwan weapon. Like, to find one and the other, because then you're always going to be able to pick something up. Especially because the way that they, in Borderlands 3, the way they've had the loot drop, it's fucked up how much loot drops. Like, normally you'd kill someone and maybe, I don't know, 1 out of 5 guys would drop a gun. Well, now it's like 1 out of 5 guys will drop 3 guns. Or they'll all drop 1 gun. Like, there's chests everywhere. Everyone's dropping 3 times as many guns as they normally would. It's very strange.
I just need a Magnum and a battle rifle, and I can run through the whole game.
Those are easy to find. So what you would want then? Jacob's weapons.
Jacob's weapons,
because they're the ones who pull as fast as you can pull the trigger, and then all of their pistols are like revolvers. They're higher damage. They're also melee focused because they have blades on them. Okay. So melee damage is like tripled or quadrupled or whatever.
Gotcha.
And then they have exotics that are Jacob's revolvers. They have exotics that are Jacob's, you know, I think they call them spin guns.
Okay, so when I play this game with you, I just need all the Jacob weapons.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, unless you really like an SMG, for instance, because they don't make an SMG, because you don't want to single fire an SMG.
Right.
You know, so there's a couple things that, like, they don't translate well. But, you know, keeping yourself open is something that is always understandable as well. But there is a benefit in both Borderlands 1 and 2 to focusing on a weapon type. If you're like, I only want to use battle rifles and magnums, they're going to reward you for that. The reward in Borderlands 1 was, as you got certain XP via kills with types of weapons, it would like level that weapon up. Like, it would level up that category. So if you picked up a revolver, your reload speed is going to be 80% faster because you've got enough kills with revolvers. Borderlands 2, they did it where you upgrade how the revolvers hold things and work and do all this stuff by spending a currency. But you choose what you spend it on. So if you just spend it all on magnums, you're benefiting yourself there, and you can just keep using it forever, and you're going to have the best magnum ever, you know? So there's benefits to really sticking with one, but I don't know. In this one, it's very interesting because guns are more gimmicky, and that the stuff they do is just wacky.
Okay.
Like they're kind of saying, forget gun types and go towards brands more, because the brands do a lot more. Jacobs was just how fast you could pull the trigger, or Hyperion, which is the main company from all the games. As you shoot, your accuracy gets like more pinpoint and accurate. Well, now as you aim down the sight, it's also going to pull up a shield for you and get more accurate as you shoot. So there's like, they're doubling down on the kind of companies of it all rather than the genre.
Okay. So most guns have alternate firing modes. That's one.
How about 2?
There's my mouse.
Found it.
Loot instancing is an optional feature.
Talked about this. So we could play as classic mode, which there's a benefit to both. The benefit to the loot instancing, you and I are playing. I can be, you know, maybe you're working day 1, you hop on day 2. Day 2, I'm already halfway to max level. I'm level 25, you're level 2. I can hop in your game. Everyone for me is a level 26, and everyone for you is a level 2.
Mhm.
And if it drops a weapon, it'll drop one weapon for you, one weapon for me, and the one for me is a 25, one for you is a level 1. So like it makes it so that we can both progress and grind and have the same difficulty and everything's the same.
Okay.
So it makes it so we can play together as if we're the same level without having to be the same level. The only thing that'd be different is the kind of character abilities you have, but outside of that, that's something that character abilities only help one another, and I won't be stealing loot from you or kills or anything because it's going to be just as hard for me to get them as you.
Got it.
The benefit of going classic mode, though, is maybe you're like, I've played as Flak, Amara, and Zane, and now it's my time to play as the fourth character. Well, it's something that you don't want to play through the story again. Well, let's hop in classic mode. We'll go to the last level on my level 50 character. Let's beat it over and over again, and you'll just ding, 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 just go, like, we'll power level you. So power leveling is still a possibility, which is really nice. I like that they kept it, and there's really no other reason to have it unless you want to fight for loot and you want to have one person not play while the other person is just shooting everything up. So
okay, that's cool. 3, action skills can be customized with augments.
So one of the coolest things that because I didn't give a shit about Borderlands 1 for a long time, but after playing it a lot, they did one thing with the skills I really, really liked. And that was, no matter the skill, you could attach an element to it. So in the case of mine, I was Lilith, actually. It's funny, there's a photo. I was Lilith. You go invisible, you start phase walking is what it's called, but wherever you disappear and reappear, there's an explosion, and you get to choose what element becomes of that. So it's something that playing against a robot character, or in a world of robot characters, I switched that to caustic, and now I'll start, dissolving these people rather than just zapping them with electricity that does nothing against them.
Gotcha.
That's something that they've added to this with all of the abilities, is that, but other things as well. How fast you recharge, whether it affects only you or an ally, or an enemy rather, whether it's like damage or healing in that case. Those augments allow you to choose certain things. And one of the benefits too is some of those augments, in the case of one of the characters, you actually get 2 different abilities.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty nice.
Cover is now destructible.
Nothing to say there. It's interesting though, because it's not just cover. Like they boil it down as cover, but there's a shot in the new trailer where they like shoot something that's like a long grenade to a guy, and it hits him in a tower, and the whole tower explodes and collapses. So destructible environments have nothing to do with the overall play of Borderlands. Like, I won't decide to do something different just because, that's destructible. Like, maybe I'll just shoot at him more because I know I'll eventually hit him.
These are cool.
But
I don't know what they're.
That animal?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a few. I mean, yeah, you can actually see one down below too. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like how they're like cats almost.
Mm-hmm. You can chuck element barrels around.
Yeah, so what's really interesting they did is, you remember when BioShock came out and everyone was like, oh my god, you can like spill oil and then light it on fire.
Yeah.
They did that here.
Gotcha.
You can shoot certain things and hit certain things that like make things happen in the world that are elemental beyond barrels. But one of them, the guy shoots something and oil starts spilling out, and then he just melees the barrel and it goes flying, and then he shoots it while the guy is in the oil. It's a fire barrel, of course, and just dissolves the guy. And it's, more ways to play. Something like this made it look more like Rage. Gotcha. Where I was like, Rage is a very take the environment around you and navigate it. So I like that they're making people less of like, let me just hide behind this box, I'll shoot some people. It's like, no, what can I use? Mm-hmm. I think they'll even describe it more as we go down.
Gotcha. Hey, Panda. Yes, we watched the Sanic trailer, as you call it.
Yee. Terrible. Do you know Slag?
No.
So Slag was introduced in Borderlands 2. That kind of added a layer of difficulty to it. It's another element. So it was, electricity, explosive, fire, caustic. Those are the main 4. Those are still here. They took something from the pre-sequel, which is cryo, to like freeze people. So that's there too. But Slag was something you would shoot someone with Slag, switch a weapon, and all Slag did was essentially make them softer. So they took more damage from bullets. So they've replaced Slag with radiation, which I don't prefer. Slag, in terms of the story, Slag wouldn't make sense. But Slag was bright purple. which I love the color of the game and the mayhem and the mayhem of it, including how many colors are flashing because you're shooting an electric gun at a guy that just hit a caustic barrel that's green, and now he's also getting slagged from your buddy over this way, so he's purple.
So what color radiation?
Radiation
green is the same as caustic?
I think it's yellow.
Oh, yellow.
Which is cool because there's no yellow in the game. The yellow element is explosive, which isn't yellow when you actually use it. It's just a denotation, but yellow's fine. But the game being brown, being warm already, is kind of yellow, especially when you're in a desert. So it's like there's already yellow here, but to have a yellow element, I mean, I guess but it makes sense for the story because slag is a part of iridium, which is only on Pandora, and as I'm sure we'll find on the list somewhere, you leave Pandora, so you can't have slag there anymore.
Gotcha. Both major and background NPCs revive you in battle.
That's nice. I mean, there's really nothing else to say except for if you're a solo player in a very co-op game, now you can have the benefits of somebody coming to heal you. What's interesting, though, is it also works the other way. You have to revive them if they go down, which can be a headache, I suppose.
Can be a headache. Especially if the NPCs are as dumb as the NPCs in Halo 5.
Yeah.
Because they were idiots.
Yeah, and they didn't go into really anything. There's one part where you have to revive Claptrap because he's been down. There's nothing anything could have done to prevent that. And as soon as you revive him, there's no one left to kill. So there's no demo on how that's going to work, but all the same.
Vault Hunters have much more customization. This is what I'm liking this.
Yeah.
I'm feeling this.
So this is kind of a two-parter. I don't know if they'll include it in here, like on the list, because we didn't go through the whole list, but I'll say it all the same. So they have the classic heads and overall skins of what you're wearing, and then the colors. They've added emotes, which are pretty interesting. And then they have themes to their echo, which they didn't show. However, a theme to an echo is like the echo is your HUD. So if you could change your HUD theme, that's a pretty cool kind of added layer of customization. Even if it's just to make your HUD, instead of the gray electronic island, just make it a purple one or something. But one of the things they didn't, I don't know if it's on the list or not, but they mentioned right away was like, because Take-Two came out, the people that own 2K, and they said every game we have from now on will have microtransactions. They came out and said that this game doesn't have any. That every emote, everything you get is either earned in game or earned through their shift codes / reward program, which is just find it on Twitter, enter in the code, boom, you have the stuff. Or if you do enough of the challenges, which are link your Twitch account, link your this, we'll give you points weekly, all that stuff. You can spend that on those kinds of things. It's interesting because they didn't mention it, but like I told you, they had the season 1 written on their Vault program, their rewards program. So season 1, if that were to be like a battle pass of sorts, would be really cool. But they did not disclose that in any way. So not sure that's going to work, but interesting that there's no, because I was totally expecting microtransactions, especially when I saw an emote. I was like, fuck, I'm going to be paying a bunch of money just so I can dance with my friends.
Guns have item scores to help you pick up the best quickly?
Yeah, so obviously there's rarities, but also we'll go gray to orange, which is the whole, the big gap. Level 1, a gray's 1. An orange is 100. But if you're level 10, a gray is 85 and an orange is 250. So you can use those numbers as a kind of like, is this better or not? Because rarity, it might be lower, but it might be such a higher level that those rarities kind of equal out and adding an element of this or that. So they show you like essentially a score of, if you keep getting the bigger numbers, you're going to do more damage to the people around you. So it is really just because there's so much loot and there's so much to look at and there's so many companies now and what they do in the fire modes that they just give you they average out a score for each gun so that you can
make it easier.
You can have a gear score for yourself.
Got it.
So
prepare for a ton more bosses.
Yeah, apparently they took one of the whole divisions of the team that was like originally the DLC team, essentially. They took that and made them just for bosses for the original game. So there's something like 6 or 7 times more bosses overall. And then, of course, but because the game's expanded, now they have a whole separate team for DLC still. So it's something that,
Crew challenges are like quest collectibles.
Yeah, so these are just kind of mini rewards that you get for like, oh, do this thing while on this world. And it's interesting because when someone opened the map, they noticed that there was a map completion percentage. So there's going to be those kinds of things. There's challenges for the map. There's challenges for when you're doing certain missions. There's challenges for when you're in a kind of instance with friends to like do this certain thing, and they'll give you things for it. Mostly from what I know, they were just like currency rewards.
Troy and Tyrene are based off social media influencers.
Yeah, it's funny. One of the first missions of the game is you go to Tyrene, her.
Mhm.
You go to her broadcasting center is what it's called, but she was doing a Twitch stream there. Like, they don't say Twitch, but she was streaming there for her audience and all this stuff, and she's talking about how you're her biggest fan, like all these different things. So they talk a lot of live streamers. I think someone even calls them, Randy Pitchford said they were the douchiest kind of live streamers.
Gotcha.
But that's how they get their following and get their cult, is because they're big on Twitch, essentially.
All right. Sanctuary is a spaceship.
Yeah, so
Sanctuary 3.
the hub world that you go through is something that I don't know. It's very different than a Destiny division where you're running from place to place to get certain things, because you do that. However, they've built in shortcuts because they don't want you to have to run from one end of the ship to the other. But also, there's nothing like on the way that you can't stop at. Everything is like flooded with stuff or people to grab a mission from or those kinds of things. It's not like here's one spot and here in this big town center you can talk to 3 people. It's like, no, every single spot is something to grab and talk to, and it's really well designed that there's no really varying from the path. It's pretty set in front of you. So
Gotcha. The beasts you kill get mounted on Hammerlock's wall.
Yeah, so it looks like did you ever play Far Cry? No. In Far Cry, it was something that they had these special types of missions you can get where, in the game you could kill like a mountain lion or something. But there's a mission where you kill the baddest of the baddest mountain lions, and then you get a special skin from it, and now you can make the final upgrade to your quiver or whatever, because you used animal skins for that. Something similar is what people are thinking this is, what I think it is, where you're going to kill a ton of these cat monsters wielding guns, whatever the hell they are, but there's going to be one boss one big bad one that when you kill it, their heads are going to pop up in Hammerlock's room on Sanctuary. You go into his room and you can see the wall of all the stuff you've killed where it's just like their heads. That's going to be pretty interesting. It's going to be something else just to fill up. I like bars and question marks to...
You have your own customizable quarters.
Yeah, so they've got the like... You can put things on the wall that you can just walk up and set a gun on it so that people can come in and see your stuff without actually being able to take it. They just see all your stuff. So you can kind of customize it. And depending on what character you are, the room looks different for that. So pretty interesting.
Cool. Sanctuary 3 has a lost loot machine that stores the guns you lose. So much like the Postmaster.
Like the Postmaster did. So one of the big problems with Borderlands 2 is, you kill someone and then loot explodes off a fucking cliff. You see that legendary and you're like, oh god. I've jumped off a cliff to try to catch a legendary that fell.
Well, why not?
Never caught one.
Oh well.
But one of the big ones too, at the final boss in the second game, would like explode weapons and then land on them, so you couldn't and he would be like a collider. You would run into him and he'd be like running at him, like trying to grab the thing that's under his chest. Eventually, they made him dissolve.
10 out of 10 game, guys.
Yeah.
10 out of 10.
Well, they fixed it. It was like week 2 that.
Gotcha.
But I remember that and being like, this is the 15th time I've killed this son of a bitch. There's the gun I needed, and it's like there. I just can't grab it. There's nothing I can do. So they fixed that by making it so if you didn't pick up something, they're just going to shoot it out at you.
Tanis is your doctor in Sanctuary 3, not Dr. Zed.
That's just a story thing. Yeah, I mean, it's true.
Vehicles are way, way more customizable.
Yeah. So what you used to be able to choose was there are 2 types of vehicles, and then there are 2 types of weapons for each type of vehicle. Well, now you can see that each vehicle has 2 different sets of color schemes. They have 2 different weapons that you can customize from a list of them, and then they have the actual armor of it, which is the bottom left.
Okay.
Then they have the wheels, and they have the engine, for speed, acceleration, traction, and things like that. But it's all stuff that you can keep upgrading to just make yourself faster. Not only that, but there's many more vehicles than just the 2 they gave you in Borderlands 2. So I don't know if this is going to play into racing. I don't know, because I mean, some of the worlds are bigger, or if it's just going to play into like, hey, it's time for you to finally drive from here to here. You get into your vehicle and it just fucking blows up in one shot because you haven't leveled it up at all. You just need to make sure it is worth a damn. Like, I don't know how that's going to play into it, but that's one thing I actually like where Rage and Borderlands kind of cross, because Rage was really big into customizing your vehicle for races and battling and things, but never really fleshed it out. So,
gotcha.
Pretty excited to see them lean there.
You can steal enemy vehicles and take them to Ellie to scan into catch a ride.
Yeah, so it's a lot like Grand Theft Auto.
Steal a vehicle and you can use
Exactly. You're like, if I go take this back to my garage now, I own it forever.
Got it. Zane can have 2 different abilities active at once.
I said that one. Because I guess I'll expand on that, because one of the cool things, if you remember, Brent, when you use your first skill point on your ability, and then from there you go down the trees to kind of like customize it.
Right.
Well, in this one, each tree has their own active ability. So it's not like, oh, I'm going to play as the Gunzerker, where his ability is pull out 2 weapons. It's like, no, I'm going to play as Zane, where his ability is to have a clone of himself that's dropped, that's going to shoot stuff, and you can teleport back and forth from where you are to the clone and back. Like, you can just kind of swap places whenever, which is pretty cool. Or you can put up a barrier that's like the Titan barrier, where you set it down, it blocks incoming damage, but if you shoot through it, it adds 20% more damage to all your bullets. Or you can send out your drone to start shooting people or hitting them with elemental damage. Like, you have those 3 choices just for the one character, so you can really kind of customize how everyone plays. The benefit of Zane, he can have 2 of the 3, where everyone else can only have 1 as of now. Getting called.
At vending machines, you can hit 1 button to instantly refill your ammo.
There you go. There's nothing else to say.
It's easy.
That's nice.
There's a 5th element gun with tracking bullets.
They say 5th element because it's like the movie The Fifth Element.
Gotcha.
Where they shoot something at one guy, and then they can just start shooting in the air, and it's going to hit them.
Gotcha.
So there's a gun that does that.
There is offline play and no free-to-play junk.
Yeah, that's like I was telling you about the no transactions or anything.
Right. And that's the 23 things. Anything else you want to add?
I can't think of anything else I saw worth mentioning. However, I did not like the UI change.
Ooh. Is it seen in one of these pictures?
I didn't see it. I would have probably pointed it out. If you type in Borderlands 3 weapons, I'm sure you'll see it. Because it's the things like the critical and all of the actual numbers that are flying off. Like, that's A-okay. Go to images, maybe.
I just don't know what's going to show up.
That's true. You never know.
The Google Images is scary.
No.
Like this?
No, that's Borderlands 2.
Oh.
There's a lot of Borderlands 2 in this. Did you type in Borderlands 3? Yeah, you did.
I did. Borderlands 3 weapon HUD?
Weapon pickup.
What the heck?
Where's Borderlands 2 in the top right? I don't know. So the UI is something that has been... It was upped for Borderlands 2. It almost looks like they dumbed it down to be more simplified for this one, which is a lot like Borderlands 1 in the way it looks. I don't click it. No, that's 2.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I don't see it anywhere.
Okay.
It's all Borderlands 2. But it's something that when you pick up a weapon, it's very blocky text. It looked very alpha. Like, while we're trying to figure out if these numbers work or not, that kind of stuff.
I see you. Okay. Interesting.
So that's something that I didn't like the UI change. However, we'll see how that goes, and that's a really fairly small thing because play is really above all. But
right.
It looks like it's gonna play just fine.
Jesus, get that out of here.
It'll play just fine.
There we go. Cool. That's all we had for big news. Now we're doing something.
Any news.
Yeah. Now, we're doing something special today. We're doing an hour-long spoiler talk of Avengers. So, I'm going to change the title. I'm going to put spoilers up on the screen. Actually, I have a spoiler thing. Look at that. So, if you haven't seen Avengers, probably stop watching, stop listening. I got a little spoiler thing in the bottom right there. You see it?
Oh, yeah.
So, but thanks for hanging out today. Thank you for watching later on, listening, all that stuff. Twitch.tv/RealPixel every Monday and Wednesday. You guys are awesome. P Stabs, I really thought you were going to hang out for it. I didn't think she was going to be excited or anything, yeah? Boo, rubbish, filth, slime, muck, boo.
I don't know if I like that. I'll take it though. That works for me.
So yeah,
Thanks,
thank you. We're gonna get into Avengers. Threw me off. We're gonna get Avengers spoiler. I'm changing the title now.
Change it.
Avengers. Endgame spoilers.